So cycle 1, I guess. Okay, yeah. So I just want to ask you. Okay, wait. Let me introduce you. This is Jessica. I'm Jessie. This is my guest. And today we're going to talk about Next Top Model. Okay, bam. So we're going to be talking about cycle 1 because there's so much overall in Next Top Model, but at least we can like bite off this chunk. And also like, to me, I feel like it's like such a time capsule that like cycle 1 is entirely different because like they didn't know what the show was going to be, and they also didn't have like any money. So it's very like intimate, and it's very like, it's almost like a documentary about these models like actually being trained by Tyra. Whereas in the future, it's more like who's going to win Next Top Model, but not like who's actually going to be a model.
Because they didn't know what to expect, but in all the other seasons, they know like what's coming, you know?
Exactly. So. Yeah. And like, even in season 2, I can see that like people know that there are like these archetypes that have been set from season 1. So like one girl's like, I'm a virgin, because she knows that like Shannon was a virgin, and like all these different like.
Oh, I love Shannon.
I love Shannon. Okay, so we'll go over like each character. So yeah, that's why we're gonna talk about cycle 1. Just like as the time capsule that it is, and also I already talked about it with Jessica a little bit, but for those of you guys that are watching or listening, like what it means to us, I guess, and I'll like ask you in a second. Because like for me, I was like, this came out in 2003, so I think I was like 15 when it came out. And it really like, I feel like it like informed my life. So I just want to like ask you first, like, where were you when you first watch it, and like what does it like mean to you?
Well, I was 6 years old.
I was a baby.
But I started watching it when I was like 10, and my stepsister is like about the same age as you. So she'd be watching and I'd watch it with her. Nice. So it's like it's very nostalgic, like childhood thing, because we used to watch it all the time together. And I was like, I want to be like that when I grow up. Like I want to be powerful and beautiful. Like, so I watch it now and I'm like, I still want to be like that when I grow up, you know, like. Yeah.
That's so cool. So you didn't watch cycle 1 like when it came out?
No, I was very little. I think I was about like 10 when I started watching it.
Gotcha. So do you remember like what was the first cycle that you watched?
I don't remember, but like some models I remember the most is like Naima. Like I remember that season.
Yeah.
Season 4, I think. Like I remember that season the most.
It's crazy how like certain names like that, like I don't even know what cycle she is or anything, but like you just say these names and it's like we've talked about these names like with our friends and our family for so long. Like it's crazy. Like we have such opinions about
like I was like, oh, I've never seen season 1, and then we started watching it again, and I was like, I remember every single one of these girls. Like it's really weird how much I can remember.
Yeah. So you must have seen it like in like repeats.
At some point.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy how these things just like float up like through your memory, I guess.
Well, I would watch it when they would replay it on like CW. Like now they don't really play it anymore, I don't think.
Yeah. And even like Elise pops off, which we'll talk about. I actually remember seeing that on like a VH1 like craziest moments or something. They like would have it like playing on a list.
Yeah.
Which is like iconic. So yeah, for me, I think I was 15. What's 1988 to 2003?
Oh God.
Yeah, so about 15 when it came out, and that's just like crazy. I've been through so much watching this. Like, so I started rewatching this, and I just felt like I was like opening like a time capsule from my life almost or something. Like it just meant so much. And it's so weird because I didn't like know that when I started watching.
Right.
But, like, you would have to watch it every week. Like my mom and my sister would both watch it, and then you would like talk about it with your friends the next day. And like also just as like a caveat to like anyone watching, like we're gonna say like really judgmental things about people probably, but that's like just what you do with top models. So like no offense.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you would have these opinions about people's lives, like they need to do this, you know, like just all these things that they need to do. And it's like, you don't even know their last name. It's just like Naima or whatever. Like,
yeah, I have no idea any of their last names.
Yeah. And then like, for me, like it coming out when I was 15, that was like right when I started modeling when I was 15. So like, that was such a formative part of my life. And like,
right.
being really tall and skinny and gangly, like, you're just always this like weird thing. I don't know. Like, people like don't know what to do with you. And then like, once I saw like that modeling was like a place where I could like not be weird. Like, I still love being weird, but you know, I could like fit in. I'm not just like the 12-year-old kid that's like so tall.
Yeah, they want somebody unique, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I saw that like that could be a place where I could actually feel comfortable. And so like for me, it was like really like seeing, it's weird because I didn't even know it, but like seeing Top Model and just seeing like that this is like a viable thing in our culture, you know, like it was like, oh, okay, that's like a way that I can be. Like, if I'm a model, then I won't just be this weird tall person. I'll have like a purpose, which is like also stupid because like you should just be tall and be fine. But like for me, it was like, oh, okay, that's like where I can kind of belong because like models are like artsy and weird.
Like fit in somewhere.
What?
It makes you feel like you fit in somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like there's a scene in the first episode where they're at that like audition with like the 20 girls or whatever. And Adrianne, like all these girls are saying like jealous kind of catty things. And then Adrianne is like, I'm in a room and everyone's as tall as me and they're all so beautiful and I just love it or something. Like she was just loving it. And like, it is a good feeling to just be like, oh, okay, I'm not like this one weird person that's sticking out. Like everyone's so tall. So yeah, I just think like, it's just weird like how much it informed my life, I guess, and then I didn't even realize.
See, for me, I feel like I learned more about the 2000s in fashion because I knew nothing about it. Like, so I feel like I've learned some things from it, you know?
Yeah, it's also crazy like watching it and seeing like, oh, that's what was normal.
Right.
Those are the bodies that were considered not just skinny, but just like, okay, this is what you have just to be a model. And like Elise is like 114 pounds. And like,
that's like as much as I weigh, but she's like 6 inches taller.
She's so tall. Yeah, it's crazy. So, and also like, she's like 19 or something. Like,
yeah, they're so young, which is crazy because I'm like 22 and I feel like I don't look 18 even. So
yeah. You can really see a difference sometimes between like the older girls and the younger ones, just like in how they look, but mainly in like how they like act. Like sometimes the younger girls think that the older ones are being like bitches, but they're just like grown. They're like, no, I'm not doing this.
Like the ones that are right out of high school that are like 18, like you can see a difference. Like,
yeah, they just like cry all the time.
That was, well, like, do you remember like Nicole was like that, you know? Like,
oh yeah, the one with the boyfriend, right? Corey?
The one with the long red hair that I was like, you remind me of Nicole, like from
in season 4 or something?
Oh yeah, season 4, yes.
I don't remember her. I have to like go watch it.
Yeah, you have to watch it, but she changed like a lot.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Those are the best.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also, so eventually in 2009, I think it was, I auditioned for America's Next Top Model in Gainesville, Florida, and it was so freaking cold. Oh my God.
Cold in Florida?
Yeah, it was in the winter, and it was like outside at this like place. I don't know, like they had like the filming was inside, but like everyone had to wait outside and you had to be there at like 5 a.m. because everyone would be like already in line. Oh God, it was freezing. I hated it so much. And then months later, I got a call back to go to Atlanta to do the callbacks. And that was so crazy. And I think I'll have to do like another video about it because I just wanted like every detail. But yeah, so I also really feel connected to it because like, especially watching Cycle 1 where everything's just in a hotel.
Right.
Like, my experience going to the callback in Atlanta, like in the hotel, it looked exactly the same. Like it's just like conference rooms, chairs, there's like casting director. Yeah, like I feel like in the first episode where they have like those 20 people and then they like narrow it down. Like, I feel like I was like almost there. Like, it was probably like, you know, the stage like right before that. Yeah, or maybe 2 or something. But yeah, it was so cool.
You meet Tyra. You almost met Tyra.
I know.
That's crazy. That's me.
I almost made it, but they did take off the age restriction, so now I can just keep trying until I'm 100. I'll be like the 70-year-old model being like, Tyra, I've been trying to meet you for so long.
For me, like, you look like you're 20 to me. Like, honestly.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know. You could lie. Like, I don't know.
Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, I could just, like, any storyline that, like, you can reveal is always good, you know? So I can lie, and then later I can be like, I'm really...
Right. Well, like, Joanna was, like, 26 or something.
Yeah.
He, like, yeah, exactly. So...
True.
Whatever.
So, let's talk about first episode, we meet the girls. Okay. I'm not going to tell you all 20 because, sorry, but who cares about them? Except for that one girl who came from like 6 children or something. And
yes, I don't remember her name, but I remember who you're talking
about. Like, I really hope we should do like a follow-up on her or something because she was so sweet and her story was so sad. And I was like, why did they highlight that and send her home?
I know.
That was so sad. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so they are in LA, which I guess is to like make it more exciting that they're going to New York. But I thought that was kind of that they like brought everyone there.
They could have just done it in New York.
Yeah. So we meet the girls. So we have Robin, Miss Soybean. Miss Soybean. I want just like a shirt that says Miss Soybean. And then later Jay is like, I don't care if it's Miss Soy Latte. Yes. Oh my gosh, I just tried to start my computer. Okay, 1 second. I gotta get my battery plugged in. Okay, so we have our
room.
What?
Did you repaint a room? Because I don't remember.
No, this is my new office.
Yeah. I was like, okay. I didn't know where you were.
Yeah, I love the paint though. It's so pretty. Hang on one second. Okay, so she's from Tennessee. I actually love her accent, even though we come to hate her.
I love it too.
She's pretty charming in the first episode, I would say.
Yep, and then she got a little cuckoo.
Yeah, she goes off.
They started reading the Bible in the limo and stuff, and it got a little weird.
Okay, that made me so annoyed. Sometimes I've just had friends where you're like with other people, like because they're with those Parisian dudes or whatever.
Yeah.
You're like with other people and they just won't get the hint, like stop doing something so freaking weird.
It looks like confessional too. Like if you really want to win, why are you doing that? Like
I felt like, well, we'll get into that, but I felt like she did not want to win, and that was worse than what Kizzy,
I think. Yeah.
They always freaking change it. And I saw her in episode 1 say it, and I like rewound it 5 times so that I could like memorize it.
What did she say?
I think Kizzy.
Yeah.
Her name's. She talks so quiet too. I think it's Kizzy. So sorry. You call her whatever you want. I'll call her. Basically what Tyra does. She calls her Kissy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which is cute. Like Kissy.
Yeah, that is cute.
Anyway, the episode before that, she gets kicked off because she basically gets distracted by the salespeople with the lotion.
Oh, yeah. That was so funny. I was like, that's me.
I know. And, like, I actually have been caught by those people before, and it's hard to get away. But then the next episode, Robin doesn't, or she does go home that episode, doesn't she?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Well, they got mad at Robin because she, like, didn't she hire some guy? Like, she paid a guy to, like, get her around town. And they're like, you can't do that. Like, no.
Which I was like, it worked.
She said, a smile is universal.
Things that she says. Okay, we will go over that episode. Okay, never mind. So, okay. That's Robin. She's 26. So she's the oldest of the group with which Janice loves to remind us that she is a dinosaur. We have Tessa from Chicago, 19.
Yes.
She's really pretty, and like I wish that we could have seen like more with her, because I feel like she has that like old-fashioned look.
Yes.
And Tyra says she's a variation on a classic blonde.
Yes.
And she has red hair.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just like, what? Okay, Tyra, whatever. And she's one of the ones that gets brought in, like, so they pick 8 girls. They were supposed to pick 10. They pick 8.
That's the smallest season, because all the other seasons are like 14 or something.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And then they pick 8, and then Tyra goes, all right, girls, well, I know that we could only pick 8 of you, but I really like round numbers. So I did another nationwide search, and I found 2 more of you.
Yep.
Why do you think they did that?
I don't know. I figured 8 would be enough, but apparently, I don't know.
But they had 20.
Yeah.
So that means...
why didn't they pick 2 that they already auditioned?
Right. Like, was it to up the... It just seemed kind of like it wasn't done on purpose, you know?
Right. Right.
Like, maybe they really just didn't like any of the other 20?
Maybe the judges just couldn't agree on 2 more out of that group. So
that was kind of what she said.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like, well, there's 10 spots, so you pick 10 people out of like what you have.
Right.
I thought that was so bizarre, and then to like add 2 more, and it kind of, if it was on purpose, it was smart, because it made like a weird dynamic, like right from the start, where it's like, oh, here's these 2 that don't quite fit in. But then Giselle, she just fits right in. She's like, okay, here I am.
I loved her. She was gorgeous, first of all.
Yeah, she was an interesting character. So Giselle was from California, and she was 18, so she was one of the young babies. We have Elise.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't write down her age. I think she's 20.
Yep, I think she's 22.
Okay.
22, not 22, 22.
Also. Okay. And she's from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yep.
So much to say. We'll just keep going. We have Katie from Illinois, 21. Yep. She has been in Playboy before, she said.
Oh, I don't remember that. Okay.
So I thought that was interesting, because I didn't think that you were supposed to be like public. I don't know. I mean, I guess you can be published, but you're kind of supposed to be,
a lot of them have like no experience.
Right. But I guess you can also like maybe like send in pictures to Playboy, like they publish like a lot. So maybe it wasn't like an actual like shoot. I don't know.
Right.
Nicole California, 22. It's interesting because she comes in with like such a strong like look. Like a lot of people think she's gonna win.
Right.
And somebody even says like, oh, she's my competition or something, but then she ends up kind of like not being that strong. We have Kizzy from Arkansas. She's 21. And on her Wikipedia, it says that she's 5'9.5". And I wrote that down because that's how tall I am, but I feel weird when I say that. I'm like, it's like when you say like, I'm 12 in 6 months. Like you really just want to be like 5'10". So I normally just say 5'9", but I was like, well, if Kizzy does it, then I'm gonna do it, because she's like everything. Right. We have Adrianne from Illinois. Yo, she's 20. Yeah. She says yo to like everything, and I love it.
She does.
Ebony, New York, 24. So she's from New York. And Shannon from Ohio, 18. She's a little baby too.
I love her.
I know. I love Shannon. Like, I didn't care about her at all, and I really, like, did not want her to win. But I love her character so much. Like, I think that's why she made it to the final 2.
Right.
What did you say?
I just said she got so far. Like, it's but
I mean, she has a lot of, like, she definitely was competition, but, like, just not, like, what I would have picked. But she's she's just so charming. She just loves everything.
Yeah.
Even when they're telling her, like, Shannon, you have too many teeth, she's just like, okay. She's just shows more of them. She's like, ah. Oh my God. In the Paris thing, when they're in the limo with those guys, Adrianne's like impersonating her. She's like, well, Shannon. She's just like,
yeah.
Then it goes to her, and she literally looks like a Halloween decoration. Like, she was like, her eyes are just going back and forth. Like, why are you doing this?
I remember when she was on like a go-see, and the lady was like, there's no one else in here. It's like, and she was like, okay. She was like, listen, do you hear anybody else?
She's so charming. She just reminds me of like, she would be like my cousin that lives in Georgia or something, and like you just always love to go like visit her and ride 4-wheelers or something.
Yeah.
So that's everybody. And that's episode 1. Basically, they picked the 10. So everyone's pretty like nice in episode 1.
Elise does show her colors already, though.
What does she say?
In episode 1, she just starts talking about how she doesn't care about modeling, and like she said, "I'm not confident at all. I think I'm out." Like, that's a quote what she said.
Oh my God. So her like personality is so interesting, because later, I think it's the very last episode, it shows her audition, and she says like, it was just this weird radio station or like weird place. On a whim. And like a lot of people say that to kind of make it seem more exciting when they win. But I really think that she was just a nerd that had been told a lot that she could model because she's really tall and pretty. And then she was like, someone was like, yeah, they're doing this thing. And she just like popped over to it.
I feel like the fact that she is highly intelligent, like, does say a lot about her personality. Like, you know, it's not her fault sometimes that she is the way she is. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? I'm like, I don't know how she is, I guess. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So episode
like too much.
What?
It does come off as like overly confident, and it's hard to be around that all the time.
But I think like in episode 1, before Robin like makes her go on the defensive, I'm like, oh, she's so cute. Like, I love her haircut. She has this like boyishness to her that like I thought was really cute and like attractive. And like, it sucks because I feel like if you are more like boyish, people can take you explaining things in like a know-it-all way a lot better. But when you're a girl, people are just like, oh, she's a know-it-all. And I think like she was also not used to being around a lot of girls like that, especially catty girls. So like, because she just seemed kind of like this cute, like, I don't know, she reminded me of like someone from like a novel, like just some Jane Austen novel. Like, she would just be off like under a tree just like writing or something, but she's kind of like sulky.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She's very, very sulky. Like, the only time she smiled was around Adrianne, like, eventually. So.
Okay, episode 1. So, okay, a subject that we're going to get into in this whole thing is how I ship Elyse and Adrianne. And I even wrote down a name for their ship. What was it? Adrianne or something? I wrote it down somewhere.
Or Elyse. Cute.
But in episode 1, like, because I think what happens is she goes on the defensive and she's put in this like catty world, and then she becomes more like, like, I'm this and I am an academic and I'm proud of it and blah blah blah. But like in the first episode, I feel like she has like swag. Like, she's like the one girl that has like that boyish cuteness that like all the girls are just having fun, like almost flirting with.
Like, she was really good at it, but she didn't care.
Exactly, she didn't care. Yeah,
so she didn't have to try at all. Like,
yeah,
we're like, what the heck? Like,
that's what made her so cool too. Is like, I just love her whole look, like her like angles and everything. Like, she's such a cool look. And yeah, it was just like, I just threw on this sweater, and like. Those are the looks that I like the best of hers, are just like her casual looks, you know? But then when she's like trying to be like all ladylike and she has like a bow in her hair, and I'm just like, stop.
Honey, no.
You look like someone's aunt. But yeah, like episode 1, when they get picked, Elise and Adrianne, I forget who picks up who. Probably Adrianne picks up Elise, obviously, because like Elise is tiny. Adrianne like picks her up, and you know, they do that like sports hug kind of thing.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, how did they become such good friends? Like episode 1. And then like other girls are like really happy that she's going. And then it's like, just wait.
Just wait.
Just wait. Okay, so we're getting into episode 2.
That's when she pops off.
So at the end of episode 1, we find out that she is a militant atheist. Is that the word she says?
Yes, that's what she says. Yeah.
Like, you could just say atheist.
I don't even know what militant atheist is.
That just sounds creepy. Like,
look it up. Hold on.
It sounds like you're like fighting, like bombing places.
Militant atheist.
Like if you're a militant animal rights activist, you're like bombing places. Got that from Miss Congeniality.
Well, it says League of Militant Atheists. Oh.
Can we join?
Union of the Godless was an atheistic and anti-religious organization of workers that developed in Russia. All right,
I don't think that's what she's referring to.
I don't know, but I don't know what else that would be. I don't know.
I think she just means she's really atheist.
Yes. Okay. All right.
And also that was such a different time. Like, okay, so yeah, I identify with her so much because like I hate her because I am her in a way. I love her. I have a crush on her, and I want to punch her in the face. When I was watching this, when I was 15, I had like almost the same haircut, very short. I was super like tall and lanky and like androgynous, and that was just also I was a know-it-all. So yeah, I was basically her, and I was very sulky. But I just feel like I would never have come across as that awful. But yeah, so when I was rewatching this, I was just like, it felt like nails on a chalkboard. I'm just like, stop, because I think I could see like where she was coming from.
Right. Well, she was in the like confession booth thing, and she just literally complained about everyone, even Adrianne. Like she complained about every single person, and then she talked about that Robin shows her the Bible verse, and she was like, "Foolish is a woman," and was like, "Your parents must be ashamed of you." Like she literally said that about Robin.
Your parents must be ashamed of you. So Robin, once she finds out that Elise is an atheist, I don't think Robin has really been around an atheist before.
Right.
Because like back then, like, and that's also why I like identify with her, was like I grew up like a Unitarian witch, like from my mom raising me that way. So like I was just it was just so hard to explain things like growing up in the Bible Belt to people, because they would look at you like, what? Like this is crazy. Yeah. Whereas now it's just no one cares as much. But so Robin, she does something really like evil here, and I want to talk about it because like I just think that she is psychotic when she does this, and she doesn't show any.
Crazy, yeah.
She doesn't do this, or she doesn't show quite this like bad of a side. She shows a lot of really bad and like with her like whole Christianity thing, but when she's like, she reads the verse to Shannon. They're like reading their Bibles in the morning before they go to like a meeting, which I'm like, who has time for this? But whatever. They're sitting reading their Bibles. She's like, oh, foolish is the man who doesn't have God or whatever.
Something like that.
And she's like, I'm going to show that to Elise. Come here, Miss Elise. Like, first of all, you are 26. Like, that's psychotic to be doing that to a 20-year-old girl. Like, a 20-year-old is still a child. A 26-year-old is not. And you're, like, attacking her with your religion. It's so weird.
Right.
She's like, come here, Miss Elise. And then she reads it to her. And that's where Elise, like, you can see on her face that she's, like,
physically uncomfortable.
Yeah. She's like, oh, my God. Because first she says it, and she's like, well, like, I don't know. And then Robin goes, when I read that, I just thought of you. And she just has the most evil Southern bitch look on her face. And no one could interpret that as nice. Like, that was evil. And then, like, Elise, she gets a scared look on her. She's like, oh, shit, this girl is crazy.
She's gonna kill me. She's crazy.
She might come into my room and smother me with a Bible while I'm sleeping. Like, and I think in that moment, that was when she was just like, I'm on the defensive, like 100%, because like they just don't like see who I am here or whatever.
Right. Yeah, that's like part of it. I do understand Elise, but then another part she gets a little too critical.
Yeah,
like she, like too opinionated sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just like she like challenged herself to say something shitty about like every single thing.
She doesn't say faces, like she just says, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she just says it up. I'm like, they're gonna see it. Like you're in front of a camera, they're gonna see it.
I know, and I wonder like when Adrianne saw that and was like, "Excuse me, Jay and Silent Bob."
When Elise went home, Adrianne said something like she's happy to be around Shannon because Shannon doesn't judge her. Like she still felt like she judged her deep down,
I know. So she didn't say like specifically Elise, but
you could tell. That's
I noticed that too. Yeah, and it's sad because like they were like best friends in this, but also Elise says Adrianne is my closest ally.
Right.
I don't think ever calls her friend.
Right. Yeah.
And not that Adrianne even ever says like, well, Elise is my friend, so blah, blah, blah. But it's so fucked up the way that Elise specifically uses the word, she's my closest ally. Because it's like, she's not your friend. And then, so, I hope, are we like jumping around too much? Or do you think?
No, I think we're good. Okay. It happens. It's good.
So I looked up like what happened as much as I could. I feel like there's still more info, but what happened with Adrianne and Elise. So afterward, like Adrianne wins, she gets the contract with Wilhelmina, and then Elise also got signed with Wilhelmina. Mm-hmm. Did you know what? Like what happened? Like why they aren't like talking?
Well, like what I heard that like Wilhelmina like didn't end up signing Adrianne and they signed Elise instead because it was something like
they were signed. They were both signed to Wilhelmina, but they pushed Elise more because then they switched to IMG models in the second season. Yeah, and so then Wilhelmina was like mad and they were like, well, we're not gonna do all this work for you when you like switch, which is so shitty, but I feel like I can understand it.
Right. But, it's just like they told
them from the production side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel like from the production side, you can just see like, we've put together things like this before and, Next Top Model, I made it. But like when you make anything, even if it's not as hard as Next Top Model, but a short film or anything, you're trying to do these things and you're trying to call people and be like, can we film at your place or can we have this contract or whatever? But it doesn't always work out. And
exactly.
I don't think that was done like to purposely hurt anyone. I think that Next Top Model was just getting bigger and IMG was Tyra's agency. So I think they said like, oh, okay, well, we like it now. So we'll just,
I also heard that, like Adrianne was like trying to contact Tyra for help and like Tyra wasn't responding and stuff. Yeah. So I don't know all that. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know.
I know. I really have like a campaign in my heart of like justice for Adrianne because I really feel sad. Like when you see this cycle, which I feel like is like one movie, like a documentary that you can watch, there's just so much promise there. And like, she's not old now. I mean, she's only like in her 30s and she sells Avon.
She looks amazing.
She looks amazing. She's like making a lot of money from selling Avon. She's happy and she lives in the country.
Too.
But you can still see that her dream was not that, like she wanted to get these top contracts. Everyone loved Tyra and how Tyra acted in that season. Like everyone was her little sister.
Like their guardian angel.
Yeah. And like if she really didn't help her and was just like, oh, like things are hard or whatever, like she definitely should have helped. And even just for the like for the look of it, for Next Top Model, it doesn't look good if your first winner isn't.
Girls kept coming back. Like I don't know like the whole story because girls kept coming, you know what I mean? Like so they still wanted to work with Tyra.
Yeah, I mean people would get stuff, but it just wasn't like what they said. And like when like especially for those girls who like don't have money, like when you're modeling, like you don't consistently make a lot of money, you know, a lot of times. Even people who you do know the names of, like, they might have another job or they just happen to have family behind them. That's why they can do it. So, like, for Adrianne to be able to keep being a model, like, she needs that stuff that they promised to, like, come through.
Right, exactly. That's like the whole point, though. That's the main thing, is you want the prize, you know?
Yeah. Like that's that's what it's for. So yeah, they were both there, and then Adrianne, so Elise had a live journal and Adrianne had a blog or something. And Adrianne wrote this blog explaining why she doesn't talk to Elise anymore. And she said that they went to a party that, like, Adrianne was invited to a party and she invited Elise to come. And they went to it and they all got their, like, swag bags or whatever. And then Elise, after the party, she, like, wrote a really snarky live journal post about it. Like, she was, like, making fun of the whole party and, like, everything that they got and their, like, gift bags, and, like, even kind of making, like, Adrianne look bad in a way. And it's like, she invited you. And then, that was where Adrianne told her that she was going to try to get out of her Wilhelmina contract. And according to Adrianne's post, Elise went to Wilhelmina and told them before.
That's messed up.
It's messed up. And, like, I just want to know more, but I can also see Elise doing it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I see it too. Like, yeah.
Which sucks. Like, because, like, there's one part where, like, she's gossiping with, like, Mr. J about Robin, when Robin, like, shakes her titties at Mr. J or whatever.
Yep.
Elise is, like, gossiping, and, like, I feel like I can understand her because, like, I used to be so much like her. Like, it was like, well, I'm not cool, but I know a lot, so I can get the adults to like me because I can, like, gossip with them.
Right.
Yeah, and so I think that might have been, like, what she did with Wilhelmina, was like, well, yeah, I just heard this. And she might not even have said it in a mean way, but she might have just thought, like, she was kind of just chatting with somebody.
You know why she wanted to, like, get out of the contract?
Because they weren't sending her out. They weren't, like, helping her.
Right.
So she probably wanted to go with IMG or something.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just so sad because it's like it all just went downhill for Adrianne, and, like, now she's okay, but, like, people thought of her as, like, so trashy, I feel like.
Yeah,
and,
like, I wonder why, because I didn't see that at all. But
well, she definitely has that, like, she comes from, like, a rougher upbringing or whatever. But, like, in the show, if you never knew what happened after, like, you can really see that she, like, I love her arc. Like, she doesn't quite get a lot of it. And then it's almost like when the competition starts heating up, like, she just loves competition so much that she's like, I'm going to freaking win this.
It was like, I remember the picture with, like, the purple eyeshadow in the sink. There was that one. And then the nude photo shoot, like, was, like, amazing. And then, like, you know what I mean? Like, she's amazing. Like, that's when it started popping off. Like, yeah.
That was amazing, for sure. Like, yeah. And, like, yeah, you can see her really, like, refining herself, you know? Like, she goes from this, like, tough girl, and she, like, keeps those aspects about her, but at the same time, she, like, refines it to where she can, like, wear that, like, beautiful dress she wears in Paris, and, like, she wins the contest for, like, get these Parisian guys to like you or whatever, because she's so cool.
Yeah, exactly. People want to be around her. That's when, like, personality matters. Like, if people don't want to be around you, like, you're not gonna win. Like, that's how it is. You know?
Yeah. So I just think it's so sad looking back. I'm like, oh, justice for Adrianne, because she never got what she was promised, and she never got to be a top model, really, you know? Like, she got a lot of cool experiences.
And I want to know why Tyra didn't help her. Like, I love Tyra, but I want to know, like, what happened. Like,
I know. I think she was helping her or talking to her, like, off and on. And then, because I heard something, it was a podcast where Adrianne was saying, when she got the offer to go on the Surreal Life, where she like met Christopher, whatever, the Brady guy that she married. When she got the offer to go on there, Top Model was like, no, do not go on there. It's gonna cheapen our show. It's gonna make, to have our winner going on there, like that's trashy. And she was like, I need money.
Right.
So she did it. So I think after that, Tyra was like, I'm not gonna help you. But it's like,
what is she supposed to
expect me to do? Just be like on the streets of New York? Right. Like you can't just be, you can't call someone a Top Model and then like it's really hard for her to go back and be like, well, okay, I'm just gonna work at McDonald's while I wait until I, get a contract. Like, fucked up.
I'm surprised, like, I thought just being the winner would get you a lot of jobs, like just saying, that you won the show.
I think now it definitely would work better.
Well, because it's more well-known, yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe also she came from a very, like, blue-collar life where I feel like she didn't, she trusted a lot of people instead of, like, asking questions and, like, running it herself, even though she's really tough.
Right.
She was like, okay, well, now you give me the contract. And that's like a big problem with Next Top Model is like how they make everyone think that when you just get a modeling contract, then your life is just going. And like all of a sudden you're going to all these modeling things, but people don't get like you're a freelancer, you run your own business. And having that is just having someone to send you to help you get jobs. They don't hand you jobs. So I think like, unfortunately for her, like she was thinking like, oh, okay, well I won. So like now everything's gonna go good.
Mm-hmm.
And like Revlon, did you hear like what happened with that contract? So on the show, they were like, you're supposed to get a campaign with Revlon, right? And like now in the newer ones, they do those like CoverGirl commercials. Revlon didn't do it. And then they just had her model for like 3 days for some convention where you like, I think they were like demonstrating makeup to like executives or something.
Right.
I did that for 3 days and she was supposed to get $15,000. And they never even paid her.
That's messed up.
Yeah. And like to someone like her, like that's so much money, like that could have gotten her to the next contract that she actually was able to keep modeling.
Right.
And like that's Wilhelmina's job is to go and get that money. And like,
yeah.
It's
that's
just
so
yeah, there's just so many things that happen in the early 2000s that it's like, oh, it didn't have to be that way.
No, that's really sad.
I still want like her and Tyra to make up.
Me too. I hope they do.
And Elise.
Even though it's like 20 years later.
Yeah.
But
because Tyra had that thing on her show where she like made up with Naomi Campbell.
I don't know about that.
She had like a lifelong feud with Naomi Campbell because Tyra was like slightly younger and Naomi was like threatened by her, supposedly. So she was like really mean to her, which I could totally see. So finally, when Tyra had her talk show, she had her on and it was like this iconic thing because they were supposed to make up, but Tyra was kind of just saying like, you did this and you did that. And then Naomi was like, but like she understands like making up with someone for ratings, so I feel like the potential is there because everyone knows that Adrianne and Top Model like don't get along.
Right. That's so sad because Adrianne's still like my favorite. Like I love her.
I know, she's so amazing. And like when I first watched it, I didn't like her. I didn't dislike her, but I didn't want her to win.
Right.
But when you watch, like, she really blossoms from like, I would say like the first Paris episode, she really like changes.
Yeah.
Okay, let me look at my notes really quick.
Well, I know in the episode 6, Elyse said she actually does want to win now, apparently. So now she cares, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, okay, Elyse, that's fine.
Why did she want that again? Just because Robin did something mean or something?
I don't remember, but I just remember like they got to Paris and she actually was talking about how she like wants to win, apparently. So.
I do want to be on top, actually.
Oh, okay. Like, we're late to be saying that, but all right. So
okay, so we talked about. Okay, Elise pops off. I guess that's kind of what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Anything else about that episode?
Let's see. Not really. Oh, I just put like, yeah, she like complained about everyone. She even says like Jay offended her.
I know. She calls him a shit slice.
Die, you bitches, is what she said. So.
And I think it's Giselle. She calls the C word.
Oh, I don't remember that, but
yeah, they bleep it. But if you watch, you can see.
Yeah.
Like,
not surprised.
She's like, your parents should be ashamed of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I want to memorize that.
You should.
Just go off on someone. Okay, so episode 3 I don't have written down. I don't know what happens.
I literally watched 1 and 2 and then just watched 6 and 7, so we can skip.
Cool. So the only one thing, or I guess 2 things. I don't remember what episode it is, but it's slightly before they go to Paris when Elyse, they go in those horse carriages to get interviewed. Yep. Which Elyse, again, shit talks everyone.
Yeah,
and so she wins.
I remember that. She just talked shit. And the guy was like, that's not what you're supposed to do, so you won, because you did what you're not supposed to do.
Yeah, and everyone's just kind of like, wait, what? And that's also, I think he just liked shit talking with her because he's like a smart nerd that's like, yeah, I want to be snarky and like get the scoop, you know? So he's like, that was the most fun.
I understand why Elise is like intelligent and affects her personality, but I don't like how she just talks shit about everybody. Like, I do not like that. Like, that bothers me.
I think in her normal environment, I hope that she wouldn't be doing that, but I feel like she just got her hackles up from Robin and she's just like, I'm smarter, so I'm just going to eviscerate everyone.
Then you start going and like I get that like you can't stop sometimes and then you forget you're on camera and like it happens. I understand, you know. Yeah. But I just cry. I'm mad I cry. Like I don't like say anything. I just cry. So I'm very different in that way.
You just get kicked off because you're just crying and they're like, we can't edit this.
Like I just start crying. I wouldn't know what to do.
In cycle 2, when they put them out on those wires, like they're and then Katie,
like the short hair, and she's like sobbing, and then she's like fierce.
And she really does get a good picture.
She does, but
like, how did they do that?
I was like laughing because she's sobbing and she's like,
I know. It's like that like fake cry. And the best part is her legs are dangling and her legs are like, like they're like little marionettes. Yeah, they're like kicking. Like when you hold like a baby or something.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, I really hate her right now. I'm like in the middle of cycle 2. I'm just like, Katie, you are so dumb.
The craziest season is when we get to like 5, like Lisa. We're gonna get there, and it's like crazy. Like it gets crazier every season.
It's so crazy because like I don't remember. Like once I get in, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. Like I definitely remember Mercedes.
You'll be like, yep, I remember her. Like you'll know. She looks like any girl you already know. Like it's really weird, but I don't remember.
Oh my god. Okay, so let's see. Oh yeah, so Elyse wins the horse carriage competition, and yeah. Which I'm in it to win. So she gets to have her boyfriend come visit, and she can pick a friend who can have someone come visit.
Right.
I think that when she does that, she throws the competition for herself and she helps Adrianne win without even realizing, because she brings Adrianne's mom, and that gives Adrianne a really good storyline that she didn't want her boyfriend, she just wants her mom to come, and they've been scammed and they've struggled so much and like all of that. Like Elyse let that happen by inviting Adrianne's
I don't think Elyse like ever cared about winning. Like I just don't think she cared, honestly. Like,
I think like off and on though.
Yeah, it was off and on, but I do think the judges like saw her bad attitude. Like it made them not want to pick her because her attitude was so bad. You know what I mean?
And they're like, if she wins, she's gonna make fun of it.
Yeah.
And she's making fun of like what we made. So
and it's the same like with Robin. Robin couldn't win because her attitude would make them look bad. Like it's
Oh my God.
I want to thank Jesus Christ for this. And I'd be like, I can't do this.
Yeah. Like Tyra wants somebody that looks up to her and sees her as Jesus.
He's like a real person. People need to relate to them, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people can relate to Robin, honestly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just thought that was interesting because I was like, wow, Elyse didn't even know like what she did. But that is literally like a huge part of why Adrianne won, because like I think throughout the show they're actually still deciding like, is this gonna be, are we gonna pick the person for the best story or are we gonna pick the best model? And then like
they don't ended up they did both. I do feel like Adrianne was the best model at the end. You know what I mean? Like
true.
So
I think I don't know. I think a lot of them were neck and neck, but Adrianne's storyline definitely like pulls it out.
Right.
Like like pulls her ahead or whatever. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. I also thought that Elise's boyfriend was really funny because he looked just like her, but just
I was gonna say they look exactly the same.
Yeah. He has black moppy hair, a black sweater. Like, that was so funny. But he actually seemed really nice.
He did seem really nice. Yeah, it was actually cute because you're like, oh, Elise is being nice today.
Yeah, and there's something she says. She's like, I just don't want him to see me like this. Meaning like how upset she was with Robin and all of that. And I was like, okay, I can see that like you normally are a different person.
Yeah.
And like you're a cool and chill person and like you got put in this position.
And I think Elise is really competitive and it just makes her crazy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So crazy. Like she doesn't care, but she's competitive. She wants it even though she doesn't care.
Yes. Whereas Adrianne, when she gets that like competition testosterone like pumping in her body, she's just like, I will win.
She goes off, but like I don't know, she's like the silent weapon. Like, you know what I mean? You don't
like she doesn't talk about modeling. She just does it. She's just like, does it. Bam.
It's amazing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's so good.
I put in episode 6, I put Shannon and Brad forever because that was the episode. I can't believe that happened. Like she was like, oh my God. Like I can't
believe what happened. So let me say what she does really quick. So like I think episode 1 or 2, like when they move in, Shannon, the virgin,
first episode,
who has a Southern accent, but she's from Ohio, but I love her. And her voice is like raspy, but she's 18.
Yeah.
And it's so cute. She's like she puts up this like Cosmo interview or something with this nude or topless male model named Brad Pinkert.
She said the first episode, like, I'm gonna marry this boy. I don't know where he is, boy, but I'm gonna go get him. And I was like, yes, girl.
To myself all the time. She goes, wherever you are, boy,
I'm
gonna come find you.
And then she says his favorite book is the Bible.
Oh my God. I screenshotted something about Brad Pinkert. Let me find it.
Oh my God. I can't believe they did that. Like, I was like, that is so funny.
Okay.
And it was an underwear shoot.
He was what?
It was an underwear photo shoot. Like, not a regular photo shoot. They were like,
I know. Naked. And they had to like touch him and stuff.
They needed to bring that side out of Shannon. Okay. They needed her to get a little something.
They had to help her find her sexuality or whatever.
No.
Okay, let me find this screenshot because. Okay. Oh, maybe it's gone. Oh, but I remember what it says. Okay, so they go to Paris. What we're talking about, for those of you that need to follow, they go to Paris, episode 6, and they go to a photo shoot, the first photo shoot there, and Shannon walks in and Brad Pinkert is there.
He's there, man. She goes, what's your name? And she goes, oh my God.
She just like screams and runs around.
He says, they called me and said someone has a crush on me. Like, he straight up said, like, that was the whole plan.
I can't, like, that was so weird. My mouth was just open. I was just like,
that's how many connections they have. They can get whoever they want. Like, that is so funny.
Like, you would never think that they would even care enough. But, like, he actually got to be on Next Top Model just because Shannon had him on her wall.
That is so funny.
So, yeah, she wants to meet him because his favorite book is the Bible.
Right.
And also he was hot, so she always keeps his picture.
Then he takes her out on a date, and it's, like, really cute.
I really wonder, like, how long that date was.
Probably, like, an hour.
It looked like it was, like, 20 minutes. I can't believe I can't find
I love how it's filmed too. Like on my TV, it's like a square, and I like love it. Like how they film it. So old.
Oh my god! So like the whole reason she wants him is because of his favorite book, but then Adrianne says, she's like, I don't know about that. Like, yeah, his favorite book is the Bible, but his favorite movie is Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
And then, so when I was rewatching, I paused it on his little interview thing and I took a screenshot, but I think it blacks it out because like Amazon knows or whatever. It says, so you're supposed to fill it in, right? It's like your little Cosmo interview or whatever. And it's like, my favorite book, the Bible. People say I look like. And it says, whatever his parents' names are, let's say David Pinkert. And then it says, my father in parentheses. And then it says, like, Donna Pinkert, my mother.
Oh my god, what?
Like, people say I look like Brad Pitt or something.
Right.
People say I look like David Pinkert.
That's hilarious. And they're meant to be together, for sure. Shannon would do. I love it.
So true. Oh my god. Yeah, I just thought that was so hilarious. I wish I had that screenshot. So
I also put that they have a holy room for Bible time.
Yes, they have a holy room, which is so stupid.
Stupid. I'm sorry. That is so stupid.
Like, aren't they busy? How much time do they have?
Well, honestly, I don't know, because what they do is like the photo shoots and like a competition, but maybe there are days where they do nothing. And
they have a lot of downtime. I would just be like walking around New York.
They're just finding stuff to do. Yeah.
You know what they should do?
That's true. I also learned that they pay for food.
Who did?
Like they pay. I didn't know that they paid for their food and like
themselves.
Like they give some people money and they go and pick it up for them.
But you mean Top Model did?
Right. Yeah.
But that's good.
Like how like like the girls on it have to buy all their own food and they give them like a list of what they want. But my thing is like if they're not working for like 3 months, what if they don't have money? You know, like what do they do?
Okay, I'm confused. So the girls give a list to production,
have to pay for their own food,
and they
give a list to like some dudes that work for stuff. Yeah,
why would they have to pay?
I don't know, but that's what I read, and I was confused because I was like, they're not working for 3 months. How do they have money?
I'm working on the show that you're supposed to be paying for.
Yeah, and then there's like girls who come in who literally say I have no money. Like, so I don't know, but that's what I thought that like the show would pay for their food. But then I read that like they don't.
That's insane.
And maybe they pay when they like go out to eat, you know?
Yeah.
But
like in the apartment.
Yeah.
That's insane because they're filming you the whole time.
Yeah. And then I also like that's why they eat like ramen and stuff. Like because maybe they can't afford everything like nice. Like seriously.
That's crazy.
Like, I know because some people don't have any money. Like
I mean, I shouldn't be surprised because like everything that they made them do, but like
I know. Well, I even put like in the first season, it was like the most difficult season. Like go season Paris by yourself on a metro for the first time. That would be terrifying. I would be lost. Like I couldn't do that.
Shannon does fine. And they don't really show that much of like how she did it, and I'm like, how did Shannon do this?
And then like you remember what happened with Adrianne where that guy like put his hand up her skirt?
I know, it's so fucked up.
About it.
I know.
Because Adrianne like doesn't talk about her personal issues, like they don't even bring it up.
I know.
Like,
which is like I see why she did it, because every time anyone brings up anything, Tyra says, well, I had to do that at 15 and I overcame it, so blah blah. Like she literally says that every time. So I see why Adrianne would be like, what?
Yeah. There's the season with Naima, there's a photo shoot with one of the girls, and this guy was like hitting on her and like moaning in her ear and like touching her. And she like was like, that's why I didn't do very well. Like I was really uncomfortable. Like,
and then what did they say?
They basically were just like, well, you got to show them that you're in charge and you need to take charge of the photo shoot. And she was like, how? Like, I told him to stop.
Yeah.
Like, she stopped the photo shoot. And
she did?
Stop. Yeah. And he like, you'll get there.
Oh, well, then he should get fired.
Right. And it was like crazy. I was like, what? Like,
wow.
Yeah, you'll get there. You'll see.
I'll get there. It's such a crazy mixture of like they tell you fucked up things, but I think a lot of it is like Tyra lived in that world, and like Janice, they lived in that world where you wouldn't stop the photo shoot, you know, like right. That was just how things went, because you would end up not getting hired.
No, that's really shitty, because I couldn't do it. Like,
yeah. No. And like now, thankfully, like you do have to take it on yourself. You can't just trust that anyone else is going to hear or be paying attention or care or even make that decision for you that like it needs to stop. So like everyone has to be in charge of themselves and be like, you know what, this is fucked up. Like I'm going to say something.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's like a whole, like, I don't know, couple hour long thing about just what happened to Adrianne and how they handled it, because like they title it, it's the title of the episode, The Girl Deals with the Pervert.
Yeah, and then they don't talk about it. Like, and
they don't talk about it. Adrianne doesn't talk about it. And nothing ever
I get that Tyra happened until right. And like Tyra doesn't know what happened until she watches the footage. So they have to bring stuff up, or they don't know until way after it happened.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, the dudes or the people that were filming were there.
That's true.
With her.
I don't know if they ever say anything, the people that are filming, you know? Like, I don't know.
I'm sure it must be their job to, like, spy.
That's true. Be spies.
Yeah.
Bodyguards. They should.
Yeah. And also, like, hopefully they helped her, you know? Because, like, at least one of them was just filming.
Yeah, exactly. If it, like, yeah. I agree.
Yeah, that was really messed up.
I also put that, when Robin was paying the guy to like lead her around Paris, she was like, that's how we do it in America. And like how bad her French was. Like she was like, merci beaucoup. Like it was just so bad.
She is awful.
She is awful.
When they get there, she holds her bag from like the taxi driver or whatever. And she's like, me keep a viso. Like, she's, like, one of your, like, white country relatives that, like, says racist things, and you hope that, like, you just hope that you can go home soon or something.
She's, like, not culturally aware at all. Like,
and I think she doesn't want to be either.
She doesn't. She's very, like, this is how I am. I'm never going to change.
This is how we do it in America.
And, like, that's why, like, I love Shannon, but I was happy when Robin went home because Shannon was, like, way more comfortable and, like, could let go more, you know?
Totally, yeah. So...
She didn't know how to scare her. Yeah.
What?
I said she didn't know how to break away from Robin because she was, like, scared of her, you know what I mean?
She was, like, her mom, so she couldn't, like, do her own thing.
Right. Yeah, it was sad. So I was happy when she went home and Shannon was like happier.
Yeah. Yeah, Adrianne's happy because Elise isn't judging. What?
Right.
I think we keep like
it's just like I was just happy.
Dang it. There's like a lag.
Zoom is
yeah. Okay, you talk.
It's Zoom. No, you talk.
Okay. Yeah, Shannon's happy when Robin leaves.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think like one of the reasons I wanted to talk about episode 6 and 7 is because like it's cutting off my head. I feel like it's kind of where Top Model like becomes what it will be, and like they kind of decide that it's going to be about the drama, because we go to Paris with Adrianne, Robin, Kizzy, Elise, Adrianne, Robin, Kizzy, Elise, and Shannon. So 5 girls, and then Kizzy goes home in episode 6, and it's so sad. I haven't really talked about how much I love her, but I love her so much. I feel like the editing just did not do her justice. Like, I think she has a really interesting story that they did not go into. Like, she's like, I just want to get out of Arkansas. Like, I don't talk to my mom. And she's so sweet, and literally everyone in the house loves her, and the entire judging panel loves her, to the point that they all cry when she gets eliminated. Even Janice, Tyra, everyone. And like, for someone to have affected all of those people, but for us not to be getting it, I really feel like they just like ripped her off in the edit.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And I also think I have not a conspiracy theory, but whatever, a theory. I don't think that she could have ever won cycle 1 because she looks so much like Tyra.
It was crazy how much she looked like Tyra. Like,
it was crazy. I'm so fascinated. Like, I want her to have won and have gone on to this huge career, because I just want to see more pictures of her. Like, she's so stunning. But I think that if Tyra picked someone that looked just like her for cycle 1, people would have been like, they would have thought it wasn't fair. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And they have such a variety with all the winners. Like, they're all really different. So.
Yeah. And I think especially in cycle 1 being the first one, like, it was just like, well, you can't pick someone that just looks exactly like you.
I know. That sucks.
But I do think that I'm not sure she should have been eliminated when she was, but I think that in that moment, at least I didn't notice before this, when she's eliminated is when the show decides that we're going for drama rather than who necessarily deserves it. Because I think Robin did not really deserve to be there at that point. She was obviously annoying, impossible to work with.
Robin should have went home before her.
Yeah. But I think they got rid of Kizzy because she was the uniting factor between the Bible room and the other room. And so they were like, okay, she's going to go home, so that way we can amp up this drama and we can have it the Bible versus the other people or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's so messed up.
It is messed up. Yeah, I agree.
And I tried looking her up, and there really isn't much about her that I've been able to find. Like, if anyone's watching this and they know any of her social media or anything, please put it in the comments, because like, I can't find her. I want to ask her to marry me because I just love her so much. And she looks like a cartoon, like Giselle or something. Like, her face is just like so beautiful.
I know. I love it.
Yeah. And the only thing that I do know that was relatively recent was she was a bridesmaid in Adrianne's wedding. Like, her most recent wedding. Yeah, I think that's so cool. And it just made me so happy that they're still friends.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cute. So let's see really quick. Yeah, so we basically went through episode 6. Anything else that you want to say about that episode?
No, that was basically 6.
Okay.
And 7 was the photo shoot one.
Yes. Yeah. So this is where everything heats up. And like, I feel like I said, this is a movie, and I feel like this is like the climax of the movie where like all the drama is happening and going down.
Yeah.
So let's see. So 7 starts. Everyone is really sad because of Kizzy, and it's so sad because it's in France too. So like, she just had to like leave by herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they go to Carven, which is like this couture clothing place.
Yeah.
What do they do there? They just like
try on clothes, and like that's when they wear like the dresses to the date with the 4 guys, and then that's when Adrianne like wins.
Yeah. So they go to the same place that they get the dresses from.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. They find out that
they're like $200,000.
Yes. And I've never even heard of that place before. Have you?
Either.
Must be very fancy. So then they find out that they have some free time, and they argue about going to shopping or going to Jim Morrison's grave.
Robin wants to go shopping.
She says it like 8 times. She's not having that conversation.
We can talk about this all that.
Oh, we can talk about this all night.
I see graves. I go shopping.
That was a quote I wrote down later when like Elise is crying. Okay, so they're all arguing. They have their
and Adrianne's like, dude, stop.
I think they have their hair and makeup done because they went to Carven or something. For some reason, they have their hair and makeup done, and they look very Parisian. But they're wearing their like street clothes, and I just love that look. Like, Elise goes to sit next to Adrianne. She's like almost like sitting on her on the couch, and the lighting is so bad. And I think Adrianne's like smoking, like she always is. Yeah. And they just both look so fabulous, and like they have their makeup done perfectly, but they're pouting, and Elise is crying because she's so upset, and Robin is so mean. I just like want a poster of it because it's so like chic. And then
Adrianne's like, please stop.
I know, she's like, I don't care anymore. And Elise is like, Robin don't go to graves. She like mocks what she
see Jim Morrison's grave, man. That sounds cool.
It sounds so cool. I would so be down to traipse through a Parisian graveyard. Like that sounds the most.
They got lost. So they never found it, I don't think.
I don't think they did.
After all that,
I don't even care.
No.
Like even Adrianne does not care. But it was so fun.
That's why I love Adrianne, because she doesn't care. You just want to hang out with her. Like she's so chill and nice. Like I love her.
And I think Elise, although she's her closest ally, I think she really does love hanging out with her because she sees like, okay, here's a girl who like is different from those other girls too, but it's not all about just like being better than everyone and being.
I just think Elise is really cocky and has a hard time admitting how she feels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she just can't. She has a hard time opening up at all.
Yeah. But I like that she wanted everyone to stay together when they were arguing about like where they should go. I think maybe it was because Kizzy just left, and so they were all kind of feeling that. Because I was like, why not split up? You know?
Right.
Like that, what Robin says does kind of make sense, except she's just crazy.
And then Shannon realizes she hates Robin. Like, she's like, wait, like you're a bitch. Like,
yeah, she's like, wait, you've been ruining my time this entire time. So yeah,
that they make them go to a ballet, which looks really boring. Like, do you remember that? When they go to ballet,
they're not into it.
Robin says, "Cat daddy, lustful type men," but like in a southern. Yeah. And a cat daddy, lustful type man. That's what she said. Oh, and that's what that sums it up.
Oh my god. I wrote it down too. And she didn't only say it once. Okay, wait. We're going a little too fast. What happened? Okay, yeah. They go after their free time. They go out with some cat daddy lustful type men. That is the challenge. Yes. It's to go out with some Parisian dudes. I forget how they explained it, but
they're actually really nice though. They weren't. I don't know why she kept saying like lustful. Like I was like, it could be worse.
They had a little bit of grease,
but it could be worse. They were kind of gross looking.
They looked a little greasy.
You know.
but they were seemingly respectful.
Yeah, they
especially
weren't
in such
like
a weird situation.
Yeah.
But I just think that is kind of a dumb challenge. At least the way
she didn't want to eat the food. Yeah.
She also says cat daddy again, like in another talking head.
She does.
She says the term cat daddy. I just love it. I love her. She's from a different
cat daddy. I don't know. She literally is from like the 60s or something.
Yeah. And like in episode 6 when Adrianne's asking Elise how to say like dirty things in French, she's like, Elise, how bad does your cooch smell? And then Robin's like, I don't act like that. I don't talk like that. And her eyes are like intense. Are her eyes really blue or are those contacts?
I think they look like contacts to me.
Because it kind of gives her like a blank stare.
Right.
Like
I don't think her eyes blue.
Yeah, I feel like it's like, where are you looking? Like when she's saying that, I'm like, are you a ghost? Like she's like, I don't think like that.
I'm like looking at, no, her eyes are brown. I'm looking at pictures.
Oh, okay. That is so funny that they let them keep that, because remember they did the color contact commercial and then they kept them, and Kimura was like, yes, like a real top model would, like keep the contacts. And I get it, but
like, they steal stuff all the time.
Yeah, but out of like everything that they critique them for how harsh the real modeling world is, you would never be allowed to be wearing contacts. You would never go wearing color contacts to anything, because those aren't your eyes. That's not the color that's in your pictures. And I think that's so funny, because in cycle 2, I think it happens again. And I'm like, why is no one saying like, get those contacts out?
Yeah, I know. They look ridiculous also.
But they're like, well, they sponsored us, so it's okay.
Fine.
So they go to the dinner. They talk to the cat daddy lustful type men. Adrianne really gets competitive there, because I think she sees like Robin just took herself out of the competition because she's reading her Bible.
Yeah.
She sees that Shannon is not as sophisticated. She's coming off a little bit at what she is, which is an 18-year-old child in Paris.
Right, exactly.
From the country. And I think she thinks maybe she could win it from Elise. She's like, I'm not sure, but Adrianne knows she's good with men.
Right. Yeah.
You know, she's been dating for a long time. She knows how to manipulate them. Whereas Elise is just more of like intellectual. And her boyfriend is a Muppet, and he's not like these cat daddy lustful type men.
Elise can't relate to people. Like Adrianne can relate to people. Elise can't.
Yeah. Adrianne, like, she would be a great bartender. Like, she makes people feel comfortable. And she doesn't make it like a flirtation thing, but like, it's like light flirting, but it's not creepy or gross. You know, it's very, she's in charge. And I love that. Like, I love how like, Robin is like, oh no, they're going to attack me. And like, if I were teaching people, I would be like, be like Adrianne, you know, like, take charge of the situation.
Right.
Don't just wait for them to be creepy.
Right.
So yeah, Adrianne wins, and she picks Elise to get the prize, which is to stay in the hotel room. And when she picks her, they're in the hotel room with the cat daddy lustful type men, which was awkward. And the whole time they're all acting, you know, like ladies. And when Adrianne wins, she goes, and she's like jumping up and down like this, showing that like she totally dropped the persona. She's like, okay, I won. I don't care. Like, now I'm gonna be myself. And then when
what you do is like, you put on a front to win, and then you can be yourself.
And like, they don't care that the men are like, wait, I didn't know that you were gonna do that. I thought you were like graceful and fancy. And then she picks Elise, and again picks her up.
Yep.
And she's holding her. I rewound it like 80 times to watch this scene, because the look between them is so intense. Elise is just being held like this little doll, and she's looking down at Adrianne, and they're looking in the face like they are about to make out. And the French dudes were like saying goodbye, and then that happens, and it literally is like there's no one else in the room. That's what it feels like. And the French dudes almost feel uncomfortable. Like they're like, should we leave? And then they actually do leave. And I was just like,
remember they're spending the night together, and they like both take their tops off, and I'm like, they're gonna do it. I'm telling you right now.
I wish they did.
Cameras off.
That was
I wish they did too. Okay.
There was so much like heat there. I feel like they didn't because I just feel like,
I mean, they're straight, you know.
Well, I feel like that's a made up thing, but but Adrianne says, I think it's in like the extra footage or something episode, she is like hitting on Giselle, and then Giselle's like, ew, or whatever, and Adrianne's like, are you serious? Do you really think that I would like you if I would like a girl? And then Giselle's like, I don't know, and Adrianne's like, you would have to look like a straight up dude, and that just shows how straight I am. And then I'm like, Elise!
Oh, you're right. I get it now.
I don't like you. I like girls that look like straight up dudes that are really annoying to everyone. Yeah.
There, I was gonna say something. It might be too inappropriate, so never mind.
What?
I was gonna say, so she likes girls that look like dudes, but Adrianne would be the top still. Like that's the thing.
Oh yeah, she is. That's what I love about her too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I love that she sees like the boyishness in Elise, and I think that's why she like loves like flirting with her and stuff.
Right.
But yet she's the one picking her up.
She's in charge, man. With her boyfriend, she's in charge.
Yeah. Okay? I love it. And she keeps calling Elise her boyfriend.
Oh yeah.
Like I think Adrianne,
they want to, let me tell you, there's some tension.
Yeah, I think that she maybe even has hooked up with girls at this point, but I don't think that Elise has, and Adrianne knows. It's kind of like just having like a younger friend that has a crush on you. Like, you know that they're not going to do anything because they're too nervous to like try.
Right.
But it's just fun to just like flirt with them or whatever.
I just think that girls can be straight and like hook up with each other, and it doesn't mean anything. You know, like I really feel like that. Like
they can like marry each other and like still be straight.
Fine. Yeah, exactly. It's fine. Who cares? Like,
exactly. Yeah, and like the whole time. Oh, and when she picks Elise up because they won, she's like, I told you, I just wanted to go see Jim Morrison's grave, and I wanted to, but I told you I'd make it up to you. She's like saying this speech.
Okay.
And they go to the hotel room. They have so much fun. They jump on the bed, eat cake, and it just looks so fun. But Adrianne keeps talking about it. And I think Elise is just like, yeah, like, I get it, but I don't like know what to say. But Adrianne's like, look, they really set it up for a romantic date. And
she wants it. Let me tell you. Okay. It was getting heated, and they took their shirts off, and Adrianne started it. Okay.
Yes. And I love how she said it. She's like, do you have your top on? And she's like smoking in bed, topless. I mean, it doesn't show it, of course, she's covered, but she's so fabulous.
I know.
And then
I'm like, I love her.
I know. I'm like, just a screenshot of that is like a photo shoot.
That's hot. I know. Like, I want it.
Her footage, I think a lot of it like is hotter than her pictures. Like she just looks so good in like natural light.
Who she is like attractive. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And like that much at all. Like she didn't really change. She put on a persona, but she didn't change who she is.
Yeah. Like, that's why I like her when she's herself, because in shoots a lot of times they take out like the tomboy side of her, like her fabulous bandana. I mean, why couldn't she be wearing this for Chanel?
And I love her glasses. Like
I know, I wanted to wear glasses and I couldn't. I don't have any like that, but I love her glasses. Like she looks so cute in them.
I know. I like her like choker too. Yeah. So
she looks so good in France. Like when she has that like French braid thing, her makeup is done and she has like that choker. It looks so good.
Yeah. I went for like Yes. All of it in Paris was like my favorite of Adrianne ever. Like
everyone looks so good in Paris.
Yeah. Every time they go to travel, they all look like better than they did somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like Tyra is like living her best Parisian life.
I loved her Tyra's glasses, like the clear glasses.
Yes. She just looks so incredible. And I'm like, what are you doing when you're not here? You know, like, cause she lived in France. So like, do you have friends that you just like went and had a glass of wine with? And like imagine just walking down the street in Paris and just seeing Tyra like walking towards you. Like I would like.
I know. I can't imagine meeting her. Like I'm like, that is so cool just to meet her. Is like amazing.
She's literally a doll. Like she is one of the most beautiful people like ever. Even when I hate her, I'm just like,
I love her.
How do you look so good?
If you wanted to shave my head, I'd be like, girl, whatever you want, okay?
Oh, definitely.
Do whatever you want.
Definitely.
Like,
I would still do that.
I would do it. Like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, even just for the experience later, you can be like, yeah, that was crazy. She shaved my head. And
it grows back. Look how long my hair got when I was so
I know. Where's
short.
the end?
It only took a year or so and it grew back.
Where does your hair end?
It's like right.
Oh my God, it's so long.
Yeah. It's so long. That's why I want to cut it. Yeah.
I think you should keep it long, go on Top Model, see what they do, because they love a big chop.
Oh yeah, I could go on and be like, you can chop my hair and eliminate me if you want, like just for funsies, you know, like whatever you want. I'm already 22. I'm getting old. Okay, I have to do it now.
Janice thinks I'm too old for this.
Even though I look like I'm 12, but like okay.
True. Yeah, that's an advantage. I think they're either gonna do another petite season or they're going to take away the height requirement because like they already took away the age requirement. So like I feel like things are changing, thankfully.
I want to learn more about it because I'm like, why do you have to be so tall? Like why do designers make their clothes that way? You know, like why? Like I don't understand.
Yeah. I mean, like, what they always say is like to show the clothes off. So like I guess you can like make them, you know, like in those dresses, like when the whole thing started.
I feel like the average woman though, like I honestly don't know a lot of people that tall. You know what I mean? Like I feel like most women are like in the middle of that. So it's like crazy.
I think it just started so long ago that like they were like, well, we want them tall to show off dresses. What?
Same as like the whole like they have to be really, really skinny. Like that's the standard they set. But it's like obviously that's not how it is anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's
just people decide things and then we're like, oh, okay, we'll listen to what you say. But I just think like anyone can do it. It's not like every human can just be like wake up and be America's Next Top Model. No, but like anyone can model.
These different perceptions of beauty. Like some people, you know, everyone's gonna think different people are beautiful.
Yeah, and it's always like someone that looks different that comes in and then like sets the mold or breaks the mold, and then people try to be like them. You know, like Kate Moss was different, and then everyone copied her, and then it's like, oh well, if you're not like her, you can't be in. But that's why for me, it's just like just do it if you want, because especially now, no one can tell you not to, especially in like these COVID days, you know, like they don't even have like Fashion Week is postponed, like all these things are stopped. So not only do we have like social media, which opens up modeling to such a new, like different world, but also the old school people that kind of weren't open to that as much, I feel like they're more open to doing things differently.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, we can't even have a fashion show. So like, why don't I like send you an outfit and then you like shoot it for me or something like that. Yeah. So it's exciting. I think it's like a really exciting time.
Yeah, it is.
I'm getting extremely hot in here. I don't know why. Okay, so yeah, after they have their sleepover.
Yep.
They have their sleepover. Yeah. I also wonder, like, maybe if the cameras weren't there, and what were the cameras? Were they camera guys? Or were they just cameras that were, like, sitting there? Or, like, how did they get that footage of them, like, in bed?
There was definitely a camera guy, but I think when they go to sleep, like, they leave, you know? So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, dang, nothing can happen because, like.
I mean, right?
What?
I said, we don't really know. Like, what happened when the camera was left?
Exactly.
Oh, do you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so actually, I think we can tell that they did not bang because we go to the photo shoot the next day and it's so hot between them. And I don't think that if they did bang, this would have happened.
I think we would have known for sure. I don't think they would have been able to act like nothing happened.
That definitely. And also the energy between them is like so intense of like, we're going to do this nude photo shoot and like, I'm going to beat you. Like, I don't think it would have been there. Cause like you said, they wouldn't have been able to hide it and they would have been, Elise definitely would have been trying to act like nonchalant or whatever.
Right.
So they don't bang. They spend all night building up sexual tension, sleeping with their tops off. We go to the photo shoot, and of course, it's going to be nude. As Adrianne describes it, she's like, hang on, let me find it. My idea of this shoot was to look damn good. Cover your body parts, look like you're buck naked and covered in diamonds.
Girl, yes.
So that was the shoot. Of course, Robin and Shannon are freaking out.
Didn't do it.
Yep. Adrianne goes first, and they just get the hottest footage ever.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe this is real. I know I was texting you this, but like, it looks like a movie. Like, she's so hot, and this like rock music is playing, which I know like is added after. But she's like covered in like grease, and then she has this like robe, and she like goes down amongst the people. Like, she looks like this like goddess or something, and she like goes down to them. And like, I'm ready to be oiled. And she just opens her robe and then they just start oiling. And like that motion, like it's just so good. Like you're like, oh shit, it's on.
That was like the best picture ever. Like I was like, oh my God. Like it's insane. Like
yeah. She was just like, I have it. Like she knew how hot she was.
Yeah. That's how you have to be. You have to know how hot you are. Yeah. Like you have to. Like
and Elise says, Adrianne spreads open and lets the makeup artist oil her down. And at that point, I think Shannon started crying.
I love Elise is like the narrator of the season. Like she talks the most and like tells you everything that's going on. Tyra doesn't need to recap it because Elise like does it already for you. It's like Shannon could have killed it. Like I think Shannon would have killed it. It sucks. And if Robin wasn't there, I think Shannon would have done it.
It's definitely interesting because it's like you think you're gonna have this competition with 4 girls, but then if half of them say that like it's stupid in a way, you kind of look stupid. You know, like Top Model is like, well, you're not gonna do the contest? Like everyone will do anything to win this. Like, and you don't care? Yeah. Like that made them look like, well, what's the point of this contest?
Yeah. And there's gonna and it wasn't because like now you know everyone's a nude photo shoot, but in the and they had no idea like that was gonna happen. I feel like,
and I would bet $1 million that it's because of their budget, but they basically had no shoots with clothes. Like all they have is bathing suits, lingerie, and then Robin says, "Last week it's bra and panties. This week it's 2 strips of ribbon and a thong. What's it gonna be next week?"
What's it gonna be next week? Jay's just like, oh, okay, but remember when you like shook your boob?
Yeah.
And then they talk about when she shaked her boob in his face, and she was like, I ain't gonna try and hide it. And I was like, Robin, what the heck is wrong with you, girl?
I know. I think she just thought.
Like,
she made a point?
Like, he made a point that, like, how could she do that and then not do, like, a professional photo shoot?
Yeah.
Like,
I think she just thought, he's a gay guy. You know how we pageant girls joke around with our gays, you know, like, I don't think it connected in her mind at all that those two things are related.
Right.
And because the picture is like, it's not private, you know, it's like, this represents your choice that you are showing your body or whatever. But
I just feel like if she knew modeling, though, she would know that, like even Adrianne said, like, modeling is about being sexy and lustful. Sometimes, like, that's how they sell products sometimes.
It's about being lustful, Robin.
So, like, I don't know. She didn't know that. Like,
I did not know. I wanted to be a Christian model. Oh my god.
Like, that's not a thing, sweetheart. You can go model for your church, but, like, I don't.
One thing I forgot she says that's really funny is when they're getting interviewed by the guy in the horse carriage, and then the guy's like, like, do you have any secrets or anything dark? And Robin's like, no. And he's like, well, I don't think that anyone has nothing to hide. And she goes, well, you met Robin today.
Okay, girl.
Like, I admire her dedication to not wavering in who she is, you know, because
that's what Tyra said, was like, she admires that she keeps to who she is, but like, it still doesn't make sense that she shook her boobs at Jay. Like, it's still like, it just doesn't make sense. Like,
she goes, Robin, I saw them go round and round and up and down.
And he said they would cover it. Like, she wouldn't even really be nude. Like, they would cover it, you know? Like, I don't know. You did a bathing suit and you did lingerie.
And you're not nude. You're wearing, like, Adrianne was nude because she wanted to be and because she wanted to just terrify everyone. You could just wear, like, a cover. Like, I wonder what made her do that. And, like, there's a moment where Jay goes in to talk to Shannon and Robin, and like, you can tell that Shannon and Robin have been talking and like deciding what they're gonna do.
Right.
And Shannon has this smile on, like, this is gonna get them. Like, whatever we're gonna say, they won't be able. I think it was like, they won't be able to make both of us do it, and they won't be able to eliminate both of us. So if we both stay strong, then like.
Right, I get that, but it still doesn't make you look good not to do it, you know?
No, and I think what Robin thought is, they won't eliminate both of us. They'll eliminate Shannon and I'll stay.
Yeah, because she's a bitch.
Yeah, like, I think she was like, yeah, it's fine if Shannon joins me because she's going to be going home. But if Shannon said yes.
Herself, yeah.
I know. But she was on All Stars, I read.
So, I know. I didn't even know there was an All-Star season, so I cannot wait to watch it.
I know. Really, I want to watch it. I love her. Like, I think, yeah, I love her so much. She's just a good, like, I feel like she would just be a good time.
Yeah, I know. I love Shannon. I want to hang out with her.
Yeah.
I like when she had like the mustache glasses and she's like, I love you, Goofy. I was like, yeah, shit. Like, I love her.
Like, no one with a mouth like that, like, doesn't love being goofy, you know? Like, she's just been being so quiet this whole time. She's like, yeah, Miss Soybean is my mother. I'm just a little soybean in a pea pod.
Oh my god. Soybean in a pea pod.
I don't know what I'm talking about. So, okay. Adrianne rocks her photo shoot. She looks incredible.
Right.
In that moment, she is a top model. Like, she's not wondering, am I doing good or should I do this? Like, and her confidence in her body and her, like, her athleticism is, like, really helpful here.
Right.
Like, she isn't afraid to be naked, and it's not like she's trying to, like, seduce everyone all the time. She just doesn't
She just
care,
is.
which like I get because that's how I grew up. Like friends would always tell me like, you have no shame. I'm like, what do I have to be ashamed of?
Right, exactly.
Like, and she's just comfortable. And so she does that. And then Elyse does her shoot. And
It's
just
good too.
Yeah, she does really good, which is like crazy because Adrianne's was so good, but Elyse makes it her own.
Yeah.
Like her hair looks great, and like her eyeliner is like this like intense, like the waterline is like black, and like I feel like Elyse is competing with Adrianne in that shoot. Like
connect.
She's like the music, it really like gets to me because I know it wasn't even happening there. I wonder like what was playing on set. But it's like this rock music, and she's like biting her finger, and you can just tell that like she's come into her element in a way. Like she's like, yeah, I'm gonna give her a run for her money. Like I have my own, way about me, and like the contest is on. Like I want to see a fictional movie made of this cycle, and I want to see this on screen. Like I just think it's like one of the hottest things that's ever happened, and like maybe not ever happened, but it's really hot and it's real.
Yeah.
That's what's so cool. And it's also funny because like the other two are just like, we don't want to be in it, we're Christian. And then Elise and
it's hilarious.
They're like, we don't care, we're in Paris modeling diamonds, like we're having like a sexy model off, like we don't care what you're doing. And in a way, it's almost like we get to see Elyse and Adrianne as the final two because Shannon and Robin don't do the shoot.
Right.
So it's kind of like they're the only two. That concludes the best thing ever seen on film.
The best thing ever created. And
it's just Adrianne just getting oiled.
It's Titanic.
Exactly. If they died in Paris, this would be a film.
Yeah, exactly. I would watch it over again.
I would too. Let me see. What happened next?
Wrote that Robin goes home.
Yeah, do they do anything after that shoot?
Not that I can. All I wrote was that Elyse and Adrianne, like the competition is really like gets really intense, and then Robin goes home.
Okay. So yeah, then they get judged.
Yep.
And then Robin goes home. Do you think that she thought she would go home? Or that
I don't think she thought it, even though like she's just really confident. Like, I don't know, but they were like, I've had enough, basically. They were like, I've had enough, like, yeah.
I will say that every photo of hers, I'm actually shocked by. Like, I think they're so good.
There's a lot of potential there, yeah. It's like her attitude just sucks.
Yeah. Like the one where they're modeling with Brad Pinkert. She just looks so angry on film, on video. She doesn't look like she's going to get a good shot at all. And then she just gets a stunning shot. Oh, they did a shoot with Tyra. I think we skipped that in Paris. Tyra shoots them herself.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
Which is always funny. And
I love when they do that. And she does the same thing, like the Vaseline and like the black and white.
Yeah, and they're good.
They're so good. I love it.
Yeah, and like Robin's is really good.
Yeah, all of them came out really good.
Yeah, that's why she lasted so long, I guess, because she actually is really good.
And they wanted like the plus size, like Tyra said, they wanted someone to represent like the average body type. You know?
Which like was not even that big. I forget what size she was, but
she was still like super tiny.
I know.
I don't know.
It's crazy. Like the 2000s.
It's like I've noticed that if you're not like completely flat, then they call you plus size. Like you know what I mean? If you're not completely flat, they're like you're plus size, basically. Or and it's like they either want you to be like really skinny or plus size. They don't want people in the middle. Like it's crazy.
Like there's this part in cycle 2 where they're telling what is her name? This really boring blonde girl. They're like Tyra's like, well, you're actually kind of borderline. You could be plus size, so you might want to think about.
Justine.
No, not Justine.
Okay, because Justine was like the really confident one. There's a couple blonde.
It's the other 18-year-old. It's like there's Katie, she's 18, and then there's a girl with like long blonde hair, and she's 18 too. But anyway, it doesn't matter. She was boring. But Tyra was like, you might want to consider like losing some weight so you, or you know, losing or gaining so you could be plus size. And like, oh, I just hated that because like, that's kind of like the size that I am. Like I'm like a 4'6", and like it's just so stupid and annoying to hear people tell you that, because it's like, you know what, my body wants to be the size that it is, and it's okay to be this. Like that's why these sizes exist, because all people need different sizes for what's right for them at that moment, you know? And like, oh, when I heard that, it made me so mad, because there's also this like movement now, or I don't know if it's a movement, but it's like a thing on Instagram that this lady started, and I even forget the name of it, so I feel bad, but it's like the in-betweeners, or like I think it's like the in-between models or something, and it's like just like a group, you know, for people that are like in between, and like to try to like get them out there and stuff. And yeah, I just think that's such a silly thing, having that designation between plus size and not. Like, let's just have sizes.
Models.
Yeah, just models. Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, I guess we finished France, basically.
Yeah.
Robin goes home, then it's left to Elyse, Adrianne, and Shannon in the next episode, which is actually cute. They like take Shannon
together, like Three Musketeers.
Yeah. And like Shannon sees like, oh, you know, I could be with these slightly older, just a little bit older, but like they know the ways of the world. They can talk about boys and like just a different way of being than like Robin's way.
Well, I was like laughing when they were like, Shannon, when a man loves a woman very much, like your father and I was like dying. I was like,
yes, you are married and you are Shannon's parents. This is my
Yes, exactly. That it all makes sense now. Adrian's the dad, like it makes sense.
She's always like, Elise, get me a beer. She's just like sitting on the couch. Like Elise is like, damn it, I'm trying to do my calculations.
I love it.
I'm trying to write my thesis on nuclear energy and you keep Oh my God, that brings me to something. Okay, med school.
Yes.
They talk about med school. They say that term. I looked it up because I was like, are they saying med school or am I hearing that?
Right.
Med school is once you've already got your bachelor's, you go to be a doctor. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Elise is 20 years old, and she says, I applied to med school. So what I'm wondering,
how did she have a bachelor's already?
Exactly. I'm wondering, is she insane, or she graduated?
It's a genius. Yeah, she had to graduate early.
I feel like if she did, she would have said that because she's so snobby.
Yeah.
But maybe she didn't graduate. Maybe it's like her year, because you know how you have to apply ahead. So maybe she's like about to graduate early and she already applied to the med schools or something. I just thought that was so weird how they talk about it all the time. And I'm like, this is not real. Oh, also, Elise did not go to med school. She continued modeling.
Oh.
Yeah, she modeled in Hong Kong a lot.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she's actually one of the most successful people from Top Model in terms of like actual modeling.
Right, that's crazy.
Which is
I
crazy.
also like Eva. Do you remember Eva?
Yeah.
Eva, she's also one of the most successful too.
Yeah. She's now on one of the Housewives.
Yep.
Which I only watch Beverly Hills, but now I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to start watching that one because I want to see Eva because I love her.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we should go visit her.
We could. Easy. That's easy.
Eva, we're coming to visit and interview you about top model.
Yeah, no problem.
I think she's actually still friends with Tyra.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. That's cool.
Because I see them like comment on each other's Instagram.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so let's see. She worked in Hong Kong. I can't find her now. Like she's not on Instagram or anything.
Right.
I think she changed her last name to Thompson. Like it looks like she got married or something.
Okay.
But yeah, it's crazy because there's just nothing out there. And it's just like, what?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Boy, I'm gonna find you.
Boy, wherever you are, boy. Shannon actually married a male model.
That's
but it's not Brad.
Cool. No, I want it to be Brad.
You know. Did Brad have an accent, like a French accent?
Something like that. Like he didn't sound American.
I know. Like when he talked, I was like,
sounded like British or something.
I was like, wait, did they hire him to play Brad? Like, is he an actor that's not actually Brad? But I know it is him from the pictures and everything. But like, I was like, did they just hire a French guy and then tell them to act like that was Brad?
No, it was him, but that would have been really funny.
That was so weird.
I'm like looking at pictures of Shannon now and she looks like amazing. Like that's crazy.
Aww.
Yeah.
I followed her on Instagram, I think, but I haven't looked up like actual pictures. Oh, just a few like notes that I had from I think Paris. Tyra says Elise is, quote, penetrating the lens, which is hard to do for a new model. And when she says it, like Tyra does not like Elise. Like on a personal, I feel that personally she doesn't like her because Elise makes fun of modeling. And modeling is everything to Tyra. And also she doesn't suck up to Tyra, you know? Mm-hmm. And so I think when she sees how talented Elise is naturally, I think it scares her. Like she's like, oh my God, like she's doing all this shit and she doesn't even care.
Yep.
It's crazy. Oh yeah, and then the new judge, when Shannon skips the shoot because she didn't want to pose, they have like a new judge and he's like this black guy with like a bald head and like one eye makeup.
Yes, I know. I remember him.
I forget exactly what he did. I'm sorry, but I've watched a lot of Next Top Model. But he said, I wanted to judge some pictures, darling.
Yes.
He's so
I wanted to judge some like semi-nude pictures.
Yeah. And you can see that Shannon like regrets it. She's like, God damn it. Like,
yeah,
I should have just done the freaking exercise. Like, it's no big deal.
Yeah, exactly. You learn from that.
Some pictures, darling. Yeah, we've talked about a lot. Oh, Adrianne. That's my ship name. Yeah. Adrianne.
I love that. That's beautiful.
So, do you have any other favorite quotes just from like the series overall?
I think I said them all. Like, I think I said your parents must be ashamed of you and like soybean and merci beaucoup. Like, I feel like
who said that?
When Robin's trying to speak French and she's like merci beaucoup. I just put that like the final fashion show that like Adrianne and Shannon like looked amazing. Like it was crazy.
Oh yeah, we didn't even get to our final episode.
Oh my God, yeah.
I was a little disappointed by like how Adrianne looked in that show. I don't know. I just felt like the clothes weren't the best for her.
Right. Yeah, and he didn't show a lot of the fashion show. It was like 5 minutes.
Yeah. And everyone said like Shannon owned it.
I think I'm like biased because I love Adrianne, so I'm gonna be like Adrianne does the best all the time. Shannon did like amazing, but I get they picked Adrianne because like every picture Adrianne did was like amazing. Like
yeah,
So I get it. Like,
and Shannon, like, she has a lot of potential, but like as the winner, she's really just like too green.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't even like at that time, you couldn't like send her to a room of reporters and be like, okay, go talk to them now. Like she would just be like, this is great.
No, Adrianne would like take control, you know.
Yeah, I think like 2 years later, maybe like Shannon would be like the perfect winner.
Yeah, I see that a lot where like if girls come back in like a year, they could probably win, you know.
Yeah. But that was like a huge learning experience for Shannon.
Yeah.
But I think there's something about the Baby Fat fashion show. I don't know. The styling is not great in the first place. Like,
right.
And there are things that Tyra wears that are baby fat, like throughout the season, that I like. Mm-hmm. But this show, it was very 2000s. Like
it was a lot of animal print.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. But like the skirts were like, it cut you off. Like it was like this. There's no like, it was just like, where's my money? I can't get down there. Well, anyway, it's just cut off so shortly, and then there's like raccoon tails hanging from it.
Yeah, I remember. That's what I mean. Is like all the animal stuff. Like I like animal too, but it did have like animal.
Not like Davy Crockett. Like that was like weird.
I know. And
it like cut you off, so maybe that's why Shannon looked better because she is like taller and skinnier than Adrianne.
Right.
I thought it like aged Adrianne. Like she looked like she was like a 26-year-old that like worked at a restaurant and was like really tired.
Right.
And I've been there, so I can say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to see her in like another show to see like what she would do.
Yeah.
It was really awesome that they like were in a real show though.
Yeah, I think that's cool. Every season I love the fashion show at the end. Like it's always so cool.
Yeah. Because like with that they had real other baby fat models and stuff, you know? Mm-hmm. So they really got to see what it was truly like and like experience it. And Shannon's like, I got her like pass. What is it called? Like, I got my backstage pass. And she's like so excited. And then like that's so me.
Cool.
That's always me whenever I get something. I'm like, yes, keep it forever.
Right.
Oh, dang it. So let's see. We should probably wrap this up. What else happens in the last one?
Elyse spanks Adrianne.
Yes. Oh, that was so cute and sad because that was when she lost, right? That was so weird. They squeezed 2 eliminations into one episode.
They do that every season. So weird. Now. Like it's always bottom 3. I don't know. Like, but that's what they do is like they get 1 to go and then they do the end in like 20 minutes.
I hate that because they did like
probably because there's no photo shoot and so they don't need the whole episode.
Oh,
they don't like they do cover girl with 3 of them, I think.
Oh, and then they do the fashion show with the 2.
Fashion show, I think so. Yeah. So they just
that's so weird because they did like the recap episode, or it was like the bonus footage or something. There was literally only one thing that I saw that I hadn't seen before, which was Adrianne saying, "You'd have to look like a boy for me to like you."
Worth it.
It was worth it.
Find out that information.
It was because I was like confirmed, but I feel like Elise was like in the room, and that's why Adrianne was saying it. You know, it was like a ricochet flirt.
Right. Exactly.
What is this?
I don't know. I decided it should be like this and not like this.
What? Oh my god. Yeah, so that episode was so waste of time. And then they cram. I didn't know that it was the last episode. I'm like, wait, Elise goes and then like, dang.
Yeah.
It's so when she hits her butt, it's just it's so cute. And it makes me so sad for what happened in their friendship because I'm like, that's the dynamic that it should be. You know, like Elise should know that it is a contest. Adrianne is going to whip your butt because she is like a great competitor, but like you didn't care anyway, so just be happy. Yeah. She's just like, oh, I'm happy.
She said it was like a relief. Like she said that she was like fine with it.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened with them, but that was so cute. And then when Adrianne wins, Shannon is so happy for her too. She's like, it's you.
Mm-hmm.
I just love them.
I know, it's so sad.
It's so sad. It's like, I don't know. I feel like people just talk about this show like it's such a like joke and like guilty pleasure, which like it is in a lot of ways, and like a lot of it is
very real.
ridiculous.
Like,
it's very real, and like to see the good things that could like come through, even though like that time we were taught to be like so cutthroat and like, you know, if you're like, if that girl's still sleeping, just let her sleep because she wouldn't wake you up. Like, go do your own thing. Like Tyra really and Janice really taught them how cutthroat it was, and like just to see them like band together even despite that, it's just so sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does that wrap up that episode?
I think so. I think we talked about everything that matters.
Everything that matters.
Everything that matters.
Oh, dang it. What was I going to say? Oh, well. Some question. I don't know. One thing I wanted to say was just about like the budget of the show. Like, I feel like it makes this cycle so interesting because like you can really tell that Tyra's just trying to think things up, you know? Like she's like, well, we could go to Mr. J's house, we're having dinner, and then we could all chat there. Like I can shoot this shoot, so that's free. You know, we'll do
even
bathing
like
suits.
Hotels they were saying, and like she did it to like show that like, you know, you're not gonna have a nice room all the time.
Yeah.
You know
but also like, she was really happy that
seasons it's very nice.
Yeah. She's like, yes, I can pay $100 for this random hostel in Paris, and like that's all.
I was like, oh my god, it looks so bad. Like, I was like,
yeah.
Oh
but it really I feel like it made the season really special because like there was that closeness with Tyra where it was almost like you're really being mentored by a true top model, like in a lot of intimate situations, and that's really what would make you have the knowledge to be a top model, not like going through all these like, weird competitions. And then even just from season 1 to season 2, you can already see that like it's successful, so the budget changed, and now the first shoot they're doing so much and it's so over the top.
Yeah.
Oh, one of my favorite quotes that we didn't talk about yet is Katie. We didn't talk about her really at all because she like gets eliminated. She's sexy, but what people don't know about her is that she loves animals. So one of her quotes
oh my God, yes.
She's explaining this and she goes, I just saved 5 polar bears.
Oh my God, I'm looking at her picture now. I remember. Yes, I was like, how did you save 5 polar bears? Like, what did you do? I want to know.
Like, right before this interview, I just got back from the Arctic and I just saved it.
And she says it so matter-of-factly.
That was really funny.
Oh my God. Okay. Favorite looks? It can be casual wear or shoots.
Let me think. I don't know, man. I still like that dude photo shoot, and I like the snake photo shoot too.
Those are both naked.
Aw, they are they really? The snake one is naked?
Well, it's pretty much topless, I think.
The snake covers a lot, but I like that one a lot.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I meant like favorite fashion, but I appreciate your answer.
Thank you.
Okay. Favorite clothing or, you know, like look of somebody, but not necessarily in a shoot.
Okay, not a shoot.
Or it could be a shoot or it could be a fashion show.
Let's see.
All my favorite looks of Tyra's are in Paris. She looks amazing.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes.
I started something called Turtleneck Watch, which is how many turtlenecks there are. And I only kept it going through the first episode, but there were already 3. Adrianne comes into the very first scene wearing a white sleeveless turtleneck, which I really like, and I want to get one. I have a black one like that, but I don't have white, and she looks amazing in it. Ebony wears them, and Elise, of course, queen of the beatniks, she's always wearing turtlenecks. So I really like that.
I would have never thought of the I feel like I need to pay attention more to what they wear because I can't remember that much.
Gotcha. I like Adrianne's bandanas.
Yes, I love her bandanas and her spiky choker necklace.
Spiky choker.
Her shirts that stop at like the belly button. I like those. Those shirts.
I like her casual style. I think it's really cute.
Me too. Certain you're right. This photo shoot is like topless.
Yeah.
I like it anyway.
I really like that look where Adrianne's boobs are just out.
Yes, absolutely. I love the fashion show where she's like, look at my boobs. Like,
you know. And it's weird because I
do like Elise's sweater for you.
Her what?
Her, like, all her sweaters that she wears, like, those are really cute.
She's big into sweaters, yeah. She has a cute, that, like, red coat that she wears.
Yes, I remember that.
She's like, I'm just a little winter girl. It's weird because I remember, like, even more than anything in this, I remember hearing Adrianne as a kid when this came out, like, after, and she got a boob job, and she was like, I had 1 B cup and 1 C cup or something like that. So she always wanted them to like be evened out. And I always remembered that because I was like, I mean, most people's are a little bit uneven and mine are a little uneven. I don't need a boob job, but like, I just thought of that and I was like, okay, well, you know, if you like need it medically like Adrianne did, then it's okay to get a boob job. And I would like think about that. So then on here, she doesn't have one yet and she's talking about them. And she loves them. I'm like, why'd you get a boob job? Like, they're great. Right. And now she's actually gotten them taken out because they, like, leaked or something. So now she's, like, back.
God.
But
it's crazy.
I thought her boobs were, like, beautiful.
They are beautiful.
Like, they were, like, the perfect, like, model boobs because they weren't, like, too big or too small. Like, they were just, like, you could do sexy shoots if you want, but you could also do, like, high fashion.
Right, yeah.
Right. Okay. Do you still have time? Do you need to go?
No, I have time.
Okay, because I just have like a couple of questions.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Just checking. Okay, so who would you want to be friends with the most?
Adrianne. I'm still gonna say Adrianne.
Every answer is Adrianne.
I can't help it.
It is hard to answer. I know. I think I would say either Shannon or Adrianne.
Okay, Shannon too, yes. Because I was like, I couldn't be friends with Elise. I couldn't be friends with Robin. No. But like Shannon, we be BFFs with.
I'm gonna ask who you want to marry. So if you want to say Adrianne for who you want to marry.
I'm gonna say Adrianne, man.
Okay, well then you can be friends with Shannon.
Perfect.
It's
like that game. What is it? Who do you want to fuck? Who do you want to
marry? It kind of is like that. I know that's kind of mean. Kill Robin, kill Elise.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That's how it is.
Okay, I would probably be friends with Shannon. Well, it's hard to decide because I love Shannon a lot. I think I would be friends with her. And then Mary, it would be between, how do you say it? Kizzy?
Oh, yeah, I love her too.
Kizzy and Adrianne, because, I mean, we didn't get to know her as much as we should, but I just love her. Like, I think she's a really fun person. Like, whenever she comes in, she's so fun and, like, mischievous a little bit, and, like, but also just, like, really, like, loving. Like, she just seems like the perfect person. I don't know. But we just, where's that footage? There's so much more footage of Kizzy that we could see somewhere. Or I would marry Adrianne because I love her.
Yeah, exactly.
She can be
Doesn't get better than that.
Better than that. And how she talks. Okay, we did not talk about how she talks. She doesn't open her mouth.
I like it. I'm like very attracted to it
though. The way she talks specifically.
I'm fine with it. I like it. It does change over time. It gets better, but I'm fine with it.
I don't want it to change because I find it charming.
Exactly. I like it.
But how do you even learn to talk like that? Like, she does not.
Her mom does not talk like that. Her mom does not talk like that.
It's like her jaw is locked. Like, I can't even do it. Like, yeah. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Elise said that we were gonna. Like, she doesn't move it. It's crazy. Oh my god. Then, like, if you see her like Instagram now, like, she doesn't really talk like that, and I'm like, no. She must have had like classes or something.
She was really young. Like, it's like, 20 years later. Like, it's a long time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And also, she kind of looks like stoned all the time, which I also love.
Yep, I was gonna say it sounds like she's stoned sometimes.
Yeah, which is also why I wanted to be my wife.
Like so.
What's that?
What? What did you say?
I said which is also why I wanted to be my wife.
Yeah, exactly.
But what did you say?
I just said it sounds like she's stoned all the time. Like, but I'm into it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine with me.
Like, they smoke cigarettes inside. Yeah,
they do. And I remember Robin's like, you know what? It's making my hair and my clothes smell, okay? I know, I don't like that either. I don't like cigarette smoking in general. Then later it shows that they like have access to like a roof or something. Like, those two, Adrianne and Tessa, are just like, fuck it, we're smoking this place up. Yeah, just go outside. Step outside. Like, I don't know. But I do feel like, at least in Paris, I'm like, you guys had to have found some weed from some like bellhop or something, because like they just look like they're having the funnest time. And Adrianne's eyes are like all the time. But that's kind of how they are too. Yeah. I wonder that too. I'm like, they've had to have tried it at some point. Yeah. She's definitely like the bad influence on Elise. That's why I love it. I love it a lot. You know where they actually got it? They probably found somebody at the graveyard. Yup, that's where you go, man. You can't go to Jim Morrison's grave without weed. Probably you have to actually pay it as like a toll or something. I wonder. And they live in like LA for one season, where it's like legal now. It's possible. Oh yeah, but probably not back then. But it was legal really early in California, remember? And then it like got taken away, and then it came back. That's interesting. They could actually now, because there's like such an industry for cannabis, they could actually do like some cool shoots for it. Right, that'd be really cool. That would be cool. I'd pay to see that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. No, I don't know what you're saying. It's like the show's free if you just have Amazon. That's true. You just like commission Adrianne to just do a shoot for you. I would do that. Ooh, I wonder how much it would be. I don't have a lot of money, so I wonder. I can't pay a lot. If you want to talk to her, like it says, like on her Avon, it's like, you can get me to help you consult you on makeup. I'm like, can I just like get her to talk to me? I've like never done makeup in my whole life. Like, I have no idea how to do it. That's why you're perfect for top model. Be like, I have never done nothing in my whole life. I don't know nothing. I could even fake a Southern accent. You have to, yeah, for sure. And you should say that you were adopted by African parents. Yeah, and that's perfect. Yeah, because that way you can like explore your race as a white person. Yes, exactly. Tyra, hello. Oh my god, because they just want like whatever crazy story that you have is like the best. They want it. I have crazy stories, like I do. True. I know. I think about that. I'm like, I would win.
But then I'm like, I would never be myself if I were on this show. You know, like I wouldn't go around telling people like, yeah, I'm not talking to this person or whatever. I'd just be like, I'm here to win. Don't ask me questions.
Yeah, exactly. I would know. I don't like to talk. Like,
yeah. And then everyone like finds out all your business. Like when Mercedes has like lupus and then she tells Janice and then Janice tells everyone. I'm like, I don't think she meant for you to like tell everyone.
Well, because like people are gonna find out because the cameras are rolling all the time.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to hide how you're feeling. Like
yeah. But they might not find out until the show comes out.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if you were that good at hiding it. But like you'd be dumb not to just say that you have lupus. Like it's not like a dirty secret, you know? Like that's actually gonna help you because you're like being strong even though like something's hard for you.
Right.
But yes, let me see if I have anything else. Do you have any questions?
Nope. No questions.
Okay. Oh yeah. So we did who do you want to be friends with? Who do you want to marry? Who do you think should have won? Adrianne.
Adrianne, probably. I was like rooting for her from the first moment she walked in the door. I was like, girl, like I already knew. Okay. I am very good at guessing who's gonna win. Like I know.
Wow.
Like,
why? What got you from when she walked in the door?
I don't know. I don't know. I liked her style. Like I liked how she didn't care about anything, like in a good way, you know.
Because she looked so different.
I feel like I could relate to her. I know. I just feel like I could relate to her. She was super chill, but like confident. Like I just liked her a lot. You know.
You have an eye for a winner. You should be a judge.
I don't know. And I think part of it is because I have seen the seasons when I was little, so it's like in my head, I kind of remember who wins. Like it just comes back to me. I'm like, wait, now I remember, you know. So that's part of it is I kind of already know. Like yeah.
Her transformation is just crazy because like I did not even see that within her, like how she becomes like sophisticated. Like she didn't seem like she ever could be. And like it's kind of funny that like what actually makes her become more refined and more sophisticated is competition. Like she's like, well, I'll win if I'm sophisticated. Like when she puts on that one dress, the black dress that's like basically just shows her whole boob. And the back is amazing. She's like, she actually says, I feel like a different person. And I think she really means it. Like she's like, oh,
yeah,
this is who I could be. You know, like I've always been poor. Because there's that thing where she never wants to go shopping and like Robin spends like $700 on boots or something. And like Adrianne's like, I don't have that kind of money. And she rewears her clothes a lot. Like she seems quite poor. And like,
it's
like when she sees like,
she said she wore the same underwear for 3 days.
Yeah.
I was like, why?
You can rinse them out.
It's so gross.
Elise, how bad does your coach smell?
Elyse would know. Like, you know.
She's like, you'll find out later in the hotel room.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But yeah, like I think when she gets that like piece of equipment that she needs, which is the dress, you know, it's like if you get like, if you're a photographer and you get like a great camera, like she gets it and she's like, oh shit, like this is who I could be. I could be this fabulous woman. Like it's so cool. Like that's what's just so fun about watching it is like the people make their like transformation. And hers was definitely the best in that season.
I agree. I think so too. Because Elise didn't really change that much at all.
Right. She was like, well, I could have gotten a contract without going to the show.
Elise could be Adrianne, but her attitude sucks so bad that like I wasn't rooting for Elise. Like
yeah. And that's why she loses, I think, because she really is like everyone says, you know, I could sign you now, I could send you out with this photograph now. They're basically saying like you are a working model now, you're ready to go. But she just loses because she's just not fun to be around.
Yeah.
And not grateful for anything either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta be grateful in life.
Every time Tyra would walk in the room, I'd be crying. Like, I'd be like, I can't. Like, how do you not cry?
Because, like, she is so gorgeous. Like, she's, like, I feel like she's actually, like, a wonder of the world, in a way. Like, there are just people who are so, like, that's why she's a model. Like, as crazy as she is, as many dumb, insane things as she says, like, when she moves, you're just like, oh, shit. And there are times when she, like, teaches them. I love it. Yeah, like, she doesn't say, like, smizing yet. Like, she still hasn't even, like, explained that term in this season, but she's like,
we get that.
Like, a dead eye. It's just kind of like this. And she's like, an eye. She, like, goes like this with her hand. She's like, an eye, like, has fire.
Yep.
And then she looks off. And, like, when she goes, and then she looks forward. When she looks off, I literally see, like, her Sports Illustrated shoe. Like, she becomes a creature, like, when she does that. It is crazy.
They show pictures of her when she was a kid, and you're like, oh my God, Mom knew that this kid was meant to do this. Like,
love her. She's crazy. Like a doll.
I know, it's crazy. And her mom knew, like, it's insane.
Yeah, they're cute together too.
Be like that. Yeah. I love when her mom and her dad are on an episode.
Oh, really?
And her dad, yeah, there's an episode where, like, her dad pretends to be this guy and he, like, tricks the girls and he's like, sign this. And they're like, what is it? And he's like, sign it. And, like, it's like her dad. And it's, like, so funny.
That's funny. I don't think I've seen her dad. Are they married still?
I'm, like, trying to slow down. I think so, yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
I'm trying to, like, slow down watching it so we can talk about each season. I don't want to get too ahead.
There's just so much info.
Yeah.
And then, like, one thing I do want to, like somebody else.
Right. I do want, when I watch, like, I'll watch season 2 over again and I'll take notes about each episode.
Okay, perfect.
I'll take more notes.
Perfect. Like, yeah, I'm like in the middle. More notes. I know, because, like, sometimes when I'm watching, I just want to relax, but I hear these quotes that I'm like, I have to write this down.
I know. And just, it's like anytime you hear something, you know, like, it's not everything, because some episodes not a lot happens, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But.
Yeah. Oh wait, you said, like, I want to be like that, like Tyra?
When I watch Tyra do stuff, I'm like, I want to do that. How does she do that? Like, I don't understand. It's
like her
crazy.
shoots and stuff?
Yeah, just, like, everything. Like, I'm like, I don't get how you do that. That's, like, just to feel, like, powerful, you know, and, like, feel that beautiful. I'm like, that's crazy. I want to feel like that, you know what I mean?
Like, there's this one part in the first episode where she gets out of, like, a limo or a car to come meet the girls for the first time. And she basically does the same look. Like, she looks off to the side. It's so amazing. Like, she knows I'm getting out of the car and this is my first shot. And she, like, just slowly, like, puts her leg out. Where's my leg? She slowly, like, puts her leg out. And just the way she she does not say thank you to the guy who opens it. And she just gets out and it's just like, I'm here. And it's amazing. Like,
I know. I'm like, how do you do that? Like, I don't understand.
It's so amazing. Wow. Like, and she can, like, turn it on and off too. Like, and one episode, Janice tells her, like, do it, Tyra, do it. And then Tyra, like, turns on her, like, smize. And it's, like, so amazing.
You remember the one where Tyra said, Janice, show them passion, and then Janice starts, like, making out with Tyra?
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I want to see.
You'll get there. Janice just starts kissing her and Tyra's freaking out. She's like, what are you doing? Yep.
That's amazing.
Janice is crazy. Like, I love her.
She is so crazy.
But there's, like, beef that happened with her and Janice. Like, Janice gets fired eventually. Like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's really crazy.
It's crazy. So much drama behind the scenes. And now Mr. J just came out with a book, like, this week, I think. And it's, like, a fictional book, but it's, like, inspired by Top Model. And it's called, like,
read it.
I think it's called The Wig, the Bitch, and the Meltdown. And, like,
that sounds amazing.
It sounds like that's all talking about Tyra. Like,
I want to watch it. Like, I love Miss J too.
Oh, I know. I love Miss J so much. I want to get trained. I actually looked up the other day. I was like, get trained by Miss J. Because,
yes.
Like that's his job or like her job. Like,
yeah,
what's Miss J's pronoun?
I love, like, I was gonna say, I don't know if it's just like, he's a he, but his name is Miss J.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's his job.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find it, but if anyone does find it, I think he lives in Paris. I want to get runway training by him. Like, that would be everything. And also, like, how did that become a job?
I don't know. I want to know, like, the prequel of Miss J. Like,
Me too. He used to be a model.
That's crazy.
And that's like how, I mean, it makes sense. That's how you would learn, but I just never thought of that. I just thought, like, well, he was just born walking with heels and no pants. And
I just love his quotes. Like, there's one where he's like, you walk like you're on crack. Like, he says, like, the craziest stuff.
There was one I wrote down. I forgot to tell you. He's like, walk like it's for sale and the rent is due tonight.
Yes, he says that every season. I'm like, girl, yes.
That is such a good life philosophy. Like, live like it's for sale. Like, you never know.
You can have a whole episode just about Miss J because he says the craziest stuff.
True. Like, this one time, Shannon, I don't know, she just had like a bad walk or something. And so he goes, marry rich and have a baby. It's like he's literally telling her, you suck so bad that you should quit. But Shannon's just like,
He sounds so nice when he says it that you're like, okay.
It almost sounds like a blessing. Like he's like blessing you. Oh my God. Oh, I love him. Wow, we've been through a lot. What a whirlwind. It's crazy because, like, I feel like we've just touched the tip of the iceberg.
I know. We need to have another episode.
Definitely. Like, it is like a formative text in our culture. Like,
yeah.
I really think that there could be like before Top Model and after, because we really took those things that Tyra said, like all the judges, but especially Tyra, all of us like young kids, we really took that to heart, like some of the things that were awful and mean that she would say to people, like, oh, well, you should gain weight so you can be a plus size, or like, this person, Robin, her top is too small for her bottom. And so she should like get a bigger top, like maybe get a boob job, like just these awful things that we really like internalize, like, like, or like a lot of the whole idea of like, you will do anything for this, like don't ask questions, like even if someone molests you, like Adrianne, like being a good professional model is, according to what they taught, it's just saying yes,
which is insane.
It's insane. And like now we're like living like the repercussions of that culture, of people just being like, wait, why can't we just say, hold on a second, like I'm not comfortable with this?
Right, because men can't be taught that they can do whatever they want. Like that's a problem.
Right, because that is why they've done whatever they want, because if it were harder for them to like have pushback when they try to do something, then we wouldn't have this culture. But like all of us, we're just like, oh, okay, well, we'll just let them do it because like people said that it was okay. And so they keep getting to do it. But like, actually, when I was in Spain, when I was like 18, kind of like walking around like Adrianne, but I wasn't by myself. I was with a bunch of people. Some guy grabbed my ass and I punched him. Not like turned around and chased him down and like punched him like this, but I like whacked like that because I was just like, what the fuck? Like this dude's grabbing my ass. And like, yeah, like if people get attacked when they do something like that, then they're not gonna grab you anymore. Like I'm not ever saying that it's anyone's fault for getting grabbed, but like they'll do it. And we have to be like, fuck that. No, like, you're not going to do that. Like, I'm going to attack you back if you, like, mess with my area. And, like, that's one thing, like, I love teaching models. Like, I'd love to teach you and other people. Like, I want people to know, like, kind of, as much as I love Tyra and Top Model, like, it's almost the opposite of, like, what they teach of, like, I don't think that you have to be a certain way to be a model. And I don't think that being, like, the most obedient is what makes you good in business. And, like, being a model is just being, it's the same as being any type of business person, but your business is just your body. So, like, if you ran a cow feed place, you would always have to, like, sweep up the cow feed so that it didn't make a mess. But if you're a model, you have to, like, get your hair cut for a reason. Whereas normal people just get their hair cut
because they want
because it's good, yeah. But, like, you're keeping up that business. And I think that people need to see, like, now I'm getting on my soapbox a little, but, like, I think people need to see, like, from whatever age you get into it, if you're old enough to be doing it, then you're old enough to look at it as a business. And that's really just how you have to think of it. You know, it's not personal, and it's not, like, if no one ever, like, chooses you and says, like, yes, you're the winner, you're the great one, it doesn't mean that you can't be the great one. And it doesn't mean that you're not. It's just, like, they have their reasons for wanting someone to win, usually because they're the most malleable.
Right.
And, like, I don't know, I just hope that, like, nowadays people, like, look at that and then think, like, okay, that's how it was, but, like, now I can be, like, my own person and I can run my own thing. And honestly, that's why Tyra's successful, you know, because she made her modeling into a business where she wasn't just getting one contract, but she would, you know, have ongoing things, or she would have endorsements, or all these different ways. Even Top Model, the fact that she started that, it's kind of funny because she's telling the girls not to do that, but she's going outside of the mold just by making the show. So it's like she's, like, going in these, like, crazy circles because she's, like, she's doing her own thing. And that's what you have to do in order to be remembered. I am sweating.
It's hard being Adrianne. It's okay.
It is hard. It's really hard. I wondered why she was always so sweaty, and now I know why. Actually, I'll take this off. Look, I did my hair or bluish purple yesterday.
I see it. I love it. I love it.
I love it too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, why is it so hot? But yeah, let's watch Next Top Model.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Anyone that has any questions, comments, put it in the comments so we can talk about it. And if you want to do some modeling stuff, let me know.
Yeah, I will. I'll text you right after this, probably. Okay. What else to do?
Okay. We could do, like, Zoom training.
That'd be so fun. We should do that. And you can.
That would be hilarious.
I've never walked in heels before, so you can see me walk in heels and be like, "Wow, that's terrible."
You can see, like, why Tyra just loves this, and why when she sees someone that hasn't walked in heels, it's so fun because I'm just like, oh, really?
Okay, there's one season with a girl named Sarah, and every time she walked, she would fall. And it was, like, awful, but, like, so funny. Like, you'll see it and you'll be like, oh my God. Like, and they're just, like, laughing. And it's, like, so bad.
Oh my God.
Like, oh God, like, I'll fall probably.
And you said that you know nothing about makeup, right? Did it break?
You kind of froze. What did you say?
Oh, you said that you know nothing about makeup.
No, I don't. I've never done it in my life.
You're the perfect candidate.
I should just apply for fun. That'd be fun.
Yeah. I mean, because the cycle that I applied for, they decided to make it the petite season. So if you can apply, they might decide the same thing, and then they'll pick you.
I love when Tyra, like, makes fun of the people who apply. Like, there's one season where they do Tyra. She's like, what up? I'm Tyra. And she's, like, jumping in front of some house. And it's, like, so funny. Like,
oh my God.
And when they like redo the pictures from the photo shoot, so there's pictures of her and Miss J like redoing the pictures that the girls did, and it's, like,
hilarious.
It's so funny. It gets better. I love when Twiggy comes on. Like, I love Twiggy. Like, she.
Oh yeah. And have you seen any Paulina Porizkova episodes?
No.
She becomes a judge later on, and I love her so much. She was a Sports Illustrated model, and I mean, she was in a lot of stuff, but she was in Sports Illustrated times, I think. She's gorgeous. She's really smart. Amazing. She was like from Czech Republic, and then she like moved to Sweden, and she would give Elise a run for her money.
Damn. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, I wish they were both on the same season, because she would be like, Elise, you can be smart and be a model, like calm down.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's what Elise needed to hear too, was like, you can do both things. Like,
I know, she thinks she's the first ever smart model, which is like so insulting to the models that are sitting there.
Well, yeah, like Tyra was like, I remember you said that like we can't be smart. Like, can you talk about
like
please?
Like I did just make this entire show and like bring your ass here. Like, don't you think I had to be like a little smart to like figure that out?
Just to make it like 30 girls out of like the hundreds of thousands that applied, like that's amazing, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy how many people have applied. Like, I wonder if they still have like my tape somewhere.
I'm gonna look for it. I hope you know.
How are you gonna find it?
I don't know. I'm gonna Google it right
for UPN.
I'm looking right now. Hold on. Let's see. What if I found it?
You're gonna find something disturbing.
Let's see.
What did you look up? Jessie Sage audition tape? America's Next Top Model.
Audition tape. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything.
I don't think it's on the internet. I think it's in a bin somewhere.
True. I'd love to see it.
I mean, if it exists, if they didn't like throw them away after each year or something, but I bet it's probably just like in storage or something.
Yeah. So it's like a physical tape? Like it's not like
I don't know.
Just a video you sent?
No, I didn't send a video because I actually went to the audition. So like,
oh, I see.
Or else I would hopefully still have like the file or something, but I went there and actually filmed it. The tripod had a picture of Tyra on it that you're like
amazing.
Like, which was incredible. But yeah, so they taped it there. They sent it off to wherever. And then it was like months later that I finally heard back. And then in Atlanta, they actually had like a casting director and stuff to actually like meet with. And I think they were also taping, because I think they would like use that for the show, you know, like if you get picked or whatever.
Right.
But I don't know if it was like digital or if it was like VHS. That was like right when we were going to everything digital. So I don't know. I mean, it's not crazy. It wouldn't even be that long, but I just want to see myself. I want to see what I wore. Like I know that I know to the first audition I wore, I think just like either jeans or black pants, black shoes with like a little heel, like boots or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really freezing cold. So just some sort of like, I was trying to be like New York. I'm like all black, like.
Right.
And then I don't remember what I wore to Atlanta. I'll have to ask my sister.
It's still pretty cool that Tyra probably saw it though.
I know. That's so cool. Like I have to at least let myself believe, but I do like it's definitely possible that she saw it, you know?
Right.
That's pretty cool. She was like, she's the winner.
That's it. She's the winner. You have to be dang show.
Yeah. The show this season is actually canceled. We found one. Oh my God. What do you think they would do to me for the makeover? Because I always love thinking
about it. Her hair long like it is right now. Maybe they would dye it or something, but I don't think they would cut it that much.
They might cut it because I have had it short before, so they might be like, we see that like you can do that. Because I feel like if you can, they like always give you a short haircut.
Oh yeah, they do.
But it's almost a good thing because it's like, if you can work it, then it's like better. But then there's like Katie in Cycle 2 who cannot work it and just cries constantly about her hair.
Well, they didn't give They didn't give her the haircut Tyra wanted, though. Like, they didn't do it right.
Really?
Yeah, she was like, Mia Farrow, Rosemary's Baby, and they didn't do it. And then you'll see, like, in season 4, they do it again.
She loves like, Rosemary's Baby hair.
Now I'm getting the haircut that I want. And I was like, okay. I will let Tyra do whatever she dang wants to me. I don't care. I'll be like, whatever.
And it's like, if they think that if Tyra thinks you would look beautiful like that, you will. Because you, like, believe it.
They're not going to make you look bad. That is, like, the opposite.
Yeah. They might. I feel like sometimes they do for, like, ratings, but then they, like, fix it.
Well, do you remember the season with Eva? Do you remember, like, Anna Banana, like, her BFF?
The blonde Anna?
Yeah, they did something to her hair that, like, I did not like. Like, they put, like, these weird highlights in the front, and I, like, hated it.
Oh, like, weird. Is this the Russian Anna or Anastasia or no?
No.
I loved Anastasia.
Let me see. I think it's Anne.
Oh.
But I don't know what season it is. I think it's 3. Let me see. Yeah, it's season 3, Anne, with Eva. You'll see. But her makeover just looks so bad. And I was like,
oh, no.
Yeah.
Ebony's makeover was really bad. How they just could not cut her hair.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. And she was like,
all they needed was just clippers. It's like the easiest haircut ever. And they just didn't have the right thing. It was so racist. Like, they're like, oh, should we carve our name in it? And, like, when it's done, it doesn't look right. Like, just have someone go to the store and get clippers so you can, like, do it properly. That was so weird. I feel like there's a few things, like, I know there's a whole, like, thesis you could write about, like, racism in Next Top Model, but, like, there's a few things that, like, Black girls or, like, girls that aren't white get in trouble for, but I don't think it's their fault. Like, Ebony with that hair situation, she didn't really get in trouble for it, but it just didn't look good. But then later, they're supposed to do their own makeovers, how Mr. J, like, teaches them, and they're supposed to use Revlon. And Revlon is so cheap, it will not show up hardly even on my skin. If I use, like, an eyeshadow palette, it wouldn't show up. It's just not pigmented. So to expect that, like, Ebony would be able to do the look, it was so unfair that they judged her on that, because Tyra knows that you can't do that makeup with Revlon makeup. Like, they're telling her, oh, it should have been more, but it just isn't showing up on her skin. That's all. Like, they just need, like, high quality, like, good makeups, and it would be fine. I'm like, are you serious? That's so unfair. Like, of course the palest girl is going to be able to, like, work it.
Right.
I think for you, I just really like your short hair, so that's just what I'm partial to. But I feel like they would cut your hair, because if you went on How It Is Now, they love the drastic transformation.
Right.
So I feel like they would be like, okay, she can pull off short hair, so we're going to do that.
I'd probably cry too. I'd be
oh, you should.
I'd be like,
no. If you don't cry, they're, like, disappointed, and then you get kicked off because they're like, well, she's boring.
True. I can't do anything right.
Yeah. Actually, I think she would probably try to do the Mia Farrow hair to you.
I would be okay with that, because I love Rosemary's Baby, so I'd be like,
that would be cool.
Yeah.
I actually don't like that hair. Like, I like, for short hair, I like it to be a lot more angular. I hate when it gets, like, that soft, round thing that, like, Mia Farrow had. But Tyra, she can do it.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever Tyra says, that's it. What would Tyra do?
WWTD.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, okay, last thing to wrap up until I think of something else. Tyra's starting a theme park called Model Land. It's supposed to open, but it got postponed because of COVID.
Stop it.
Yes.
Wait, I'm looking this up. Model Land.
You can be in fashion shows, you can get photo shoots, you can go shopping.
So it's like,
it's supposed to be like everyone
what is it?
Beautiful. I think it's in California.
Is it? So it's not like an amusement park. It's like A fantasy version of the modeling world with state-of-the-art interactive entertainment. What?
I think it's like you feel like you are a top model, so like you can be in like fashion shows and you can like be in shoots. Like I think they have
really
people doing them. Yeah, it's a really cool idea. It's so funny though how Tyra is like from what I've seen on Instagram and stuff, she's like trying. The platform is that like it's inclusive,
right?
You know, like anyone can be a model and everyone can feel that feeling, but it's like you spent like years of your life like telling people like why they couldn't be models.
Yeah, I know.
But okay. But I think she heard that a lot too, so it's kind of hard to like fault her for that because it's like, well, she was just saying the reality of the situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. All right. That was top model.
Are we done?
I think we're done.
Okay. Well, you have to let me know when you want to do the next season.
Okay. Sounds good. Everyone put in your questions for season 2. How long was this?
3 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. This had better save properly. I'm gonna cry. Yes.
Cry. I mean, like, are you kidding me?
We could literally talk about this for like 20 more hours, but tell everyone where they can find you online if you want them to. Or at your house.
Well, wait, what'd you say? Tell them where my house is?
Yeah.
My Instagram. I have an Instagram account.
Yes. What is it?
SSUUN shine. Sunshine.
Yes. Okay. You can see lots of great photos of her cat.
My cat is on there. Top model.
Yeah, already a top model. Definitely does not need Tyra's approval.
Nope. He's plus size.
Yeah, plus size. Beautiful, all-American plus size.
Easy, breezy, beautiful.
All right. Say bye to the people.
Bye, people.